reason to die. I had to make this shit drip but make sense at the same time. Y'all J-State Sonic booming, that's ballin' in prime time. Reason to die, headline, that's straight dope, no filler. These cats is truly global, nigga, they straight up out the tiller. I tossed the bone and picked up the pen. Commissioned by the Supreme Pie God. Y'all know him, that's the nigga Jay Sims. He the starter conversation, designated music expert. Just one piece in the car. Beat this intricate network. All things introspective. Flojo Jack in the mix. Mr. Cool got views on fashion news and all the new kicks. The blues from Bay of Boo. He could probably fix. He do it for the dollars, my nigga. He just kicking his shit. Just like Katie, but he kick shit differently. He gon' tell it how he see shit, even if it ain't the way it really be. And that's okay by me. It ain't even a quirk. It take a whole lot of opinions and make reason to doubt word. Let's get it. DJ Stino tripped and get that water. He got that motto, be yourself in life and take your father. You around here being something else, that just gon' make life harder. Yeah, everybody got a role, but these are player starters. Juice, he the freshest young nigga in the town, hence the name. Youngest soldier in the camp, so we keep him up on game. Lil Deuces, that's that nigga major part of the grind. He like Mike on the baseline in his prime, that's game time. He blazing trails for the coach, that's the reason to down. Out here exposing all the votes, that's the reason to down. Midwest Lil Straight, hey, that's the reason to down. We out to 618, that's the reason to down. We do things we said we could, that's the reason to down. Elevate, still keep it, that's the reason to down.
Crazy.
Welcome back. We here, episode 135 of God's favorite podcast. We back again. This is the Reason to Doubt podcast, and like always, I am your host, the Supreme Pie Guy, Jay Sims. We here to the left of me. We got.
I got that water. Yeah, I got the water. I got the water.
Mr. Be Yourself himself, DJ Stino.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I never knew you was a DJ.
You must ain't been out on the long.
I thought you was just a clothing brand owner.
You must ain't been out on like.
You got a lot of titles.
Years. They solid too.
Somebody said it was a wedding and Stino was DJing. I just thought you just called yourself that.
Man, shout out to Ty getting married, but I ain't get an invite.
Why don't you get invited?
I don't know. I probably did, but I just didn't see it. So
Or you just didn't.
yeah, maybe I want to give it for it out.
Shout out to my homie Ty, man. I couldn't make the wedding. I had a basketball tournament, but I slid into the reception for a while. He was turning.
Yeah, he was happy, man.
That's like one of them.
I like to see people happy, man.
He was happy.
It's good to see my nigga. My nigga is a epitome of a player that just settled down.
Damn, real.
For real. I give it to him. Now.
Just congratulations.
I did. I gotta say that. I got to because it's
Just a little
it's the
mud.
standard though. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, my nigga did it. Anyway,
Jersey and
With
the
any,
rap,
seeing
Hall of
any,
Fame.
you like to see him.
for sure. But like that's just the standard of a motherfucker putting their jersey in the Raptor, like you said.
Shout out to Ty because when we was, I seen him the other night. He was like, man, I like the podcast. I just watched to see y'all fuck with KD. That's what he said.
Well, when he seen me, he said, "Yeah, I'm speaking to you, but you got me fucked up. You think I ain't about to be on that motherfucker?"
That's why you didn't get your invite.
Everybody want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, you know, everybody.
Somebody silly.
We might try to incorporate something like that in the live podcast.
Ask the dollar.
Yeah,
We're gonna promote that a little more. We're gonna give y'all shot. We might do a video Ask the Dollar, have people
Send it in.
send it in.
I fuck them up quick. They say, man, when you gonna have me on the podcast?
1 minute.
I say, what you gonna talk about? They be like, you ain't ready.
Hey, y'all hear that? Hold on, y'all hear that? Joe Jack, Stino? What you say, KD? You give them an answer, right? You just don't say, talk to Jay Seals.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
Or let me be around.
What that mean?
Motherfuckers be like, trying to get on the podcast. Them niggas, somebody I never even met
Holla at
before.
Jay said.
Niggas
Hey,
be
here
like,
you go.
here you go, right here. Some nigga walking up to me. Bro, all in my ears.
Is that wrong?
No, I'm
Yeah.
still gonna do that.
You don't like when we do that?
No, nigga.
I'm still gonna do it.
Talk to your man. I don't know that nigga, man.
I don't know him like that.
No, y'all be
wanna
knowing.
hear that shit.
Hey, you the man.
You might want to hear that shit. I
I don't. I'm telling y'all now, I
I
don't.
shut him down. I put him on the spot. What you gonna talk about? You ain't ready, man.
Nigga all in my ear.
Yeah,
Bro,
right.
I be on real shit. Like, shit be going real shit. That's all they be saying. Real shit.
Or they'll tell you
I'ma talk about
what
some
they
real
about to do. Cause I'm about to do this. Well, whenever you do it, come back and then we'll talk.
It is some people that,
And then I'm gonna call my man.
some people from the town that I actually who asked to be on the podcast, and I actually want them to be on.
Yeah,
But they always never mind. They always be flaky. But it's a few people that I can't wait till they do slide through.
It's some women that
Everybody else.
say they want to.
Hey,
Who cares?
I mean, no disrespect. You kind of gotta have something going on. It kind of gotta make sense.
but
So-
let me finish this intro. To the right of B, we got
Look at his kicks, look at his car. All I say is,
Joe Jack, Big Joe Jack on Instagram.
It's a dope shoe. It's my son's shoe.
I'm about to say it's kind of small.
It's 8. He said he want. He texted me the other
Thought you had
day.
East St. Louis feet.
He said, Dad, can you give me some 4s? I say, I guess. And then some 4s happened to come out. So now you give him some 4s. It was like,
Was it the overplay with underlay? Like, did he know they was coming out?
no. He's never really requested a specific shoe ever.
That might be his bag, or the fours is his bag.
But you know, 4s is kind of trending right now.
Is
So
it?
he probably done seen something on TikTok about it.
Motherfucking feet.
So, matter of fact, I don't know. He got track meet tomorrow, so depending on how you do, he might not get them.
Damn.
Because they had an 11 too. I'm like, it was a real decision.
And to the right of him, we got
I'm the freshest young nigga in the town. Don't nobody want to see these old ass niggas.
Big Juice
People looked at
in the
it.
building. The young boy. And to the right of him, we got
loud pipe, big rounds, boy, that's how I like.
KD, aka Fresh 60, Harley Fresh.
They kind of amp.
Yeah.
But we here again, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for subscribing. If you're watching us right now, we thank you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Whether that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that like button.
Ring that bell, get notifications.
And leave a comment, man. Y'all watching every week. Interact with us. I just told some nigga.
They comment in person. Stop commenting. I mean, we can comment in person too, but it's better for us
We
if
have
you
better conversation about your comment.
about your comment if it's documented.
And it will help us greater for our engagements and stuff like that.
It helped the algorithm on the.
Yeah,
on
leave
YouTube.
some comments. Talk to
Where
us.
it from?
My bag. The fuck.
I'm finna reach in my Sam's bag, not your school bag.
Damn.
What's in this bag right now?
I reached in my Sam's bag, not your school bag.
What's in this bag?
I mean, none of us in school no more.
What's in this bag?
Aha.
What's in this bag?
You like the
Ain't no purse.
the paper bag robber with the banana in there. Boy, I've been hit
Banana
you
and
upside your
tailpipe.
head.
But,
What is? I'm gonna go to the car and get my other gun.
shoot everybody.
Hit you upside the head.
Hey, but we started this podcast off with a classic Biggie Smalls verse. But happy birthday to Notorious B.I.G. Would have been 50 years old
5-0.
yesterday. Legendary artist. They dropped a new book about Biggie. It's pretty good. I started it. I haven't finished it yet. But
You a fan? Are you a fan of all of that?
or what? Before we start, it's called "It Was All a Dream." Biggie and the World That Made Him. It's a autobiography. Well, yeah, it's autobiography of Notorious B.I.G. So, it's a fan of all of what?
Like, all the documentaries and all of that surrounding somebody's death.
Yeah, but it ain't surrounded his death. It's surrounded his life. What
I
you
mean, period. I think some of them just be reaching. Been 5 of them.
About Biggie?
Not him specifically, but just the Tupac conspiracies and then the YouTubes and
They deserve movies and stuff like that. 'Cause them that's the biggest mysteries in the world.
And that's what I'm saying. It's two.
How many do you need?
No, but listen,
that's all I was saying.
But it's all of them. I can't say
They're
all
all
of them
different.
good, but all of them really have
All
a
of them
different taste.
they say the same. I mean, for the most part, they have the same info, but each
They be
thing have a
interviewing
little-
similar people too.
but they all have a little something different that the last one didn't have.
For instance, right, that last documentary that came out last year about Biggie on Netflix, That was all that on that documentary. Like 90% of it, nobody ever seen. That was all footage that.
It was all police. That's police footage.
No. The one on Netflix, it was his man D-Rock.
Oh my God.
That was like from his camcorder. Like he never released that shit. So you never seen none of that. It was stories on there that, like they was talking about that Biggie grew up with like a jazz player lived next door to him, and you can kind of tell that's how he got his flow because he was like he learned jazz music from one of his neighbors, and that would help his flow and shit like that. Puff never knew that. Like Jay-Z, like niggas never knew that was close to him. But I think that stuff important for like Tupac and Biggie because it's crazy. You know how like this generation is way worse with just people dying every other week. But no disrespect to people that died. It's like when Tupac and Biggie died, that would have been like, God forbid, that would have been like Drake and Kendrick Lamar dying. Like, or Drake and Future, like the two biggest artists of that time got murdered 6 months apart. Like that shit is some tragedies, and it's just some crazy shit. And their impact is still so big today that these niggas can. The Art of Dialogue is a YouTube channel. This nigga just interviews people that met Tupac, shit like that. Like,
and that's all I'm saying. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but if you into that shit, like I'm in.
That's why I was just asking. Do you think it's too much?
I think we need it. I like I said, just like saying, I like to hear different people's takes because everybody, you can interview 100 people about Tupac, and each of them gonna say something different, and none of them gonna say the same thing. They're gonna all say because just depend on how he was feeling that day.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. These people was doing interviews about Tupac on death row, right? Tupac was only on death row for like 8 months. Like, and these people got stories about him, like they knew him and everything. That's why nobody ever liked a Tupac movie that come out. You can never make a great Tupac movie because
Too much.
Jada Pinkett
fit that in 2 hours.
Yeah, and Jada Pinkett know him this type of way. Snoop know him this type of way. His mama know him this type of way. Like everybody, he was the Gemini. They say got different personalities and shit. And the same thing with Biggie. He was 24 years old, but he was ahead of his time. Like some new shit that I found out recently. Like Jacob the Jeweler, all the rappers back in the early 2000s shit, they rapped about Jacob the Jeweler. They got all their jewelry from Jacob the Jeweler. Biggie was the first rapper to get jewelry from Jacob the Jeweler. He put Hove and Rough Riders and all them niggas on Jacob. Jacob the Jeweler today still, Khaled got the Jacob on and shit, new Jacob watch and shit. Like Biggie was the first person to do that. I never knew that shit, you know. So I tell you what though, I don't like when they be doing their music though. They stretching it with Biggie music.
Like sampling it?
No,
remake?
Yeah, because Biggie only had 2 albums. He didn't have like, he wasn't like Tupac. He didn't record every single day. So it ain't a million unheard Biggie verses. For this
Slapping them verses.
for this 50-year anniversary, they dropped the Biggie and Ty Dolla $ign song. Not that it don't sound bad or nothing like that, but it's he rapping the same verse like I Love the Dope. That ain't a super popular Biggie song. It's on Life After Death. It's Biggie and Jay-Z. So like, for instance, Juice might listen to it and he might have never heard it. He still might not like it, but he might not never heard that verse. But as soon as I press play, like I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, turn this shit off. Like I don't want to hear. This don't ain't got nothing to do with the song. Like it's a girl song and he's rapping I Love the Dough and shit. So that's something that I don't like about these.
I don't like the way whatchamacallit spoke on it a long time ago. I think, matter of fact, I was just talking about that. It was when Biggie Duets came out. Method Man, he was at a concert and he went on a rant about it. He said they got people on the album who Big would have never did a song. So like, I don't know if Big would have did a song with Ty Dolla $ign. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mad.
X don't like them singing motherfuckers.
His first album, what he had, maybe the first 2 albums, what he had 2-3 features, and that's it.
Well, Life After Death, he got a lot of people on it, but it was Bad Boy people too.
Yeah.
You know, but he had Too Short. He had
Eminem.
R. Kelly.
Ready to Ready to Die.
And that was some shit they put together.
What the one with Eminem?
Yeah. That Biggie ain't it.
That was
Eminem ain't come out to 99. Biggie died in 96. I don't like that shit. Like I don't know that, but that's like that when Jadakiss was beefing with 50. That's the line he said. I got real songs with Big, no made up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a bar because fact. But yeah, but Biggie is just different, man. Like they had a conversation on Twitter. You know that app Clubhouse where people get on there and they conversate. Twitter got a different. They basically took the whole Clubhouse concept, and it's called Twitter Spaces and shit. And it was on there. Elliot Wilson was directing the conversation. Well, it was a title conversation. Elliot Wilson was like running it, so it was like a podcast pretty much. And it had Hov, Puff, Fat Joe. Them was the only people that was really talking, but it was like a lot of people in there listening, and it was just dope to hear them talk. You know, Fat Joe telling stories about him and Biggie. Like they never made music together. I don't even think it's a picture of them, but they was like real close friends. He telling a story like he was in the studio when Biggie made Hypnotize, and he was just talking about like 12 o'clock. A group of Mexican women to come in. 2 o'clock, a group of black girls to come in. Let's talk about like how he was like a ladies' man and how he created music. So he was just playing the beat. He never seen him writing nothing down, nothing. And he just went in there and just did the whole song, like without writing it. And he knew it was like gonna be the biggest song ever. That shit.
So they went from they sitting around. They might be smoking and drinking, but they just playing the same. They playing they got the beat on loop. And then he'd just get up and go in there and make the song. They're like, how you do that? Like,
I thought you ran to the bathroom.
They're from smoking, drinking, kicking, and messing with the homies.
Rapping his
like,
whole time.
I got it. Yeah, he was rapping.
That's like a real artist, though.
Yeah.
And then like just how Biggie and Hov, like hearing their relationship, and he's saying when they made like I Love the Dough. He like shit. They was in the studio for hours, but they probably did the song in like 20 minutes. They was just talking shit the rest of the time. Like the song was just we gonna do that, and knock it out.
He say Big. They in the studio, like I said, they was just chilling. He said when they was getting ready to lay it down or whatever. Big passing the notepad in the pen. Like I know you need to write something. Go ahead, write something. Thinking like I don't write it. Neither one of them wrote. They just went in there and spit the out. I mean the verse. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And even hearing Puff basically saying how he felt when Big died, like he was kind of lost, and he told the story. That's some more shit. Like I never heard them aspects. Basically, like Biggie, the one that told Puff to rap. Like Puff never rapped. He was just the producer. He was like, "I'm gonna manage you. I'm gonna write all your raps, and I'm gonna manage you, and you gonna manage me." So like. He told on the song, the Crush on You remix with Lil Kim, Lil C's and shit. Lil C's verse was supposed to be Puff. But he was like, I wasn't comfortable yet. Like, I didn't want to do it. He was scared to do the shit. And he was just telling stories about when Biggie died, he didn't have a choice.
Right.
He just had to kind of take it and rap. And even when he gave Hov his props, he was like, I salute to you for even stepping up. Like, at that time when Tupac and Biggie died, like, you kind of felt that spot for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to do that shit. So it was a dope conversation. And them two just I kind of they always gonna be connected. Tupac and Biggie. It's just that shit. The R.P. to Big, man. Life After Death. That shit get better every time I listen to it. Great album.
Life After Death. Ready, man. I like them both.
Also, happy birthday to Max B. Him and Biggie got the same birthday. The Wave guy. You don't know who Max B is. Legendary from Harlem. In jail right now. They say he's supposed to get out every week. Free him though. I don't know when he gonna get out, but free Max B.
Big affair.
And then some more on this date. The greatest mixtape of all time, in my opinion, was released today in 2005. The Dedication 2. Shout out to Wayne.
That was a nice body of work right there.
Trump.
You were watching a master at work.
Oh. Dramatic. Hey. Speaking of Lil Wayne, y'all see Lil Wayne tripping on Mark Cuban?
They.
We're going to get into news right now, sports news, NBA playoffs. It was a dilemma with Mark Cuban and Lil Wayne.
Dallas Maverick owner,
Dallas Mavericks owner,
billionaire.
one of the coolest owners in sports. But you know, Lil Wayne was at the Phoenix Suns Dallas Mavericks game 7. Prior about game 5, Luka went off or something. Lil Wayne tweeted out Luka a hoe. And if y'all seen that game, the Dallas Mavericks beat the shit out of the Phoenix Suns. And Mark Cuban tweeted out a line from Lil Wayne, the song Uproar.
Bars.
It's a shit show. Put you in front row. Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nice Wayne line.
That's hard.
I think Lil Wayne being like his own world, he might be at his, because it was like 2 days later he tweeted this shit, but like
It was like a
somebody like, Wayne, you see this shit? And Mark Cuban tweet, and he just tweeted out like, Mark Cuban, I'll get you slapped. Fuck who you talking to, I'll piss in your mouth. So Wayne just turned up on it, going crazy.
talking
Got
crazy.
me fucked up. No, you got me fucked
It was like
up.
3 days later too.
You can't hit me with one of my bars.
That was hard though.
I piss in your mouth. You ever seen
grown man.
Y'all ever seen Killer Season? But yeah, Wayne went a little. Lil Wayne on it. I mean, if y'all know Lil Wayne talks like that. If
He snapped.
y'all not familiar.
What do you do about a motherfucker telling you?
Well, I piss in your mouth. Apologize like Mark Cuban did. Mac Main settled everything. They cool though. They was at the last game, shook hands and shit.
And then Dallas went on to put Phoenix out.
No, they shook hands at the Golden State game.
I'm just saying, just as far as that specific series.
Lil Wayne should tweet again, so they can put Golden State out.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Shout out to Luke. He's a
Wishful
bad boy.
thinking.
NBA playoffs going on right now. Real quick little update. The Miami Heat is up 2-1 on the Boston Celtics. Golden State is up 2-0 on Dallas right now. I think they up right now at halftime. Golden State. I got Golden State, Boston in the finals. Still sticking with my pick.
Still got ball.
Still got Boston.
They almost came back. It was a good game.
Wallow had a Celtics jersey.
Oh, Wallow just goes
Wallow
to
went with
winners.
the winners. That's his
Shout out to
motto.
Wallow.
I think that might be what I'm on. Y'all
No, that is what you want.
I'm just back in Miami. I was
Juice
better
267.
We're gonna see who won
You
the
gotta
fan
put ketchup on your
about
head.
2 weeks. Huh?
Oh, you got
put
run.
ketchup
You
on
got
your
to stand in the rain.
head. Jump off a building.
I'm gonna do all that.
Did you see that little skit when he was doing the little motivational speech on Just Hilarious? She was standing in the rain. He was like, she's silly. I like Jill.
Yeah, man, but
He said, y'all spending too much of y'all time being losers. I ain't got time to wait. I'm riding with whoever winning.
moving on to more than just threats. Freddie Gibbs gets his ass whooped again in Buffalo, New York, by alleged Griselda family.
Video look wild.
Alleged.
You know,
It's probably the first one. We ain't seen no footage of the first one.
the first what?
The first fight.
Oh, you talking about the Jim Jones shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So allegedly, he got his ass whooped twice.
This time it's official.
How you feel though? Like you 40 plus years old, you getting 2 fights in 6 months.
Hurting. Body
Where do
aching.
his friends be at?
Yeah, where's his
His
team?
crew,
Well, I mean, they said security was.
team?
They said security be there getting their ass whooped too.
Damn.
Damn, y'all fired.
Yeah.
Oh my mom.
I mean, you seen that ass whooping last time. Nothing he could do is 20 people charging him literally.
Y'all fired.
But this the thing about
better
Freddie
start
Gibbs
checking
though.
in.
Freddie Gibbs, a motherfucker that said, "I got 2 shows in New York. It's whatever." He was talking about.
So
when
he
was in
wanted to
Buffalo
smoke.
and he in New York. He was like New York City and Buffalo. So
He didn't come prepared.
and if anybody knows his backstory on this, like a year and a half ago, Benny Butcher got robbed and he got shot in Houston, Texas. You know, they shot him, took his chain and shit. So when Benny the Butcher, he put his tour dates out, and Houston wasn't on his tour date. Freddie Gibbs like subliminally like tweeted out, niggas is ducking
Houston.
No, he's like niggas is ducking spots where they don't want no problems and shit like that, like laughing and shit. And everybody knew he was talking about Benny. And it was fucked up because they got music together. They thought it was cool. Benny never responded though from that shit. Benny got asked what happened with the collab album with him and Freddie Gibbs, and he was like, the relationship with Freddie Gibbs, that shit came and went. Like that ain't gonna. That's all Benny said on it. Freddie Gibbs like confirmed it was a problem between them two. He like reacted to that, and that's what kind of
Started to be.
that's what stamped it. Like it was like that. So
Freddie Gibbs ain't from Houston, is he?
Gibbs is from Gary, Indiana. They was trying to say Chicago took an L, and I seen my Chicago people like that nigga from Gary.
But shit, Gary like that too.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's definitely like that. But they were just saying.
Just to make it clear.
Yeah, he's from Gary. You know, I like Freddie Gibbs as a rapper, man. I like his music. And if you follow him on Instagram, he is funny, but he talk too much shit. I mean,
And his
a lot-
money,
a lot of motherfuckers
money
like
ain't better than mine.
I mean that's
Respect to being the
that's
Bush for
debatable.
not saying that.
Huh?
Just
Just
being
debatable.
on that.
No, I respect Buffalo. Prayers to Buffalo, even though what's still going on in Buffalo, what happened in Buffalo is still fucked up. But I respect Buffalo. They held Griselda down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's Freddie. We about to fuck him up. Because I don't believe that was a hit. I feel like he was at the spot. They say he was in the barbecue spot in the hood. And they probably was in there like,
What's that shit you were saying?
what's that? And Freddie probably acting, trying
I
to
bet you ain't booking no. I bet you won't be booking here no more.
Right.
But do we get any cool points for getting on stage lumped up, still performing?
He ain't tripping about that, man.
Nah, he ain't tripping.
He ain't tripping about that.
Take your hand.
You gotta take it like it's.
You don't get cool points for that though.
It is.
You got some ass.
You just is
You
what
got
it
your
is.
ass whooped.
It's
You better go get
there's-
your money.
There's no way around the ass whooping when it's 20 versus 5.
Yeah.
He's supposed to lose. Supposed to get your ass beat.
I mean, it was a way around it not talking
What's the
shit.
security doing though?
That's
Getting
all
their ass whooped.
They got their ass whooped too.
No, I'm thinking about it a little different. I don't promote black on black violence, but if I'm the breadwinner and there's 20 niggas, somebody got to get shot.
But then y'all would have got shot. Maybe you looking at it like that.
Just saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Salute to them for not hurt. That shit, it could have ended bad. Somebody could have got stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Shot like this. Hopefully it ended this. It probably won't end at this, but
You gotta get that back in.
He gotta get his back.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Griselda move a little more.
He can get his lick back.
I think they move a little more militant. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see that, especially after Benny got shot and shit that time. I don't think it's gonna be no get back.
You might catch Westside little ass.
Nah, he ain't catching. Hey
yo!
He ain't catching my nigga.
Hey, yo.
He catch my nigga West.
West.
Yeah, that's what you gonna hear.
He itty bitty. He probably like 4 foot.
No way.
11.
No, hell no.
Damn.
4'11".
He ain't gonna touch a fly guy, dude.
No, Westside small though.
No, he ain't, dude.
He's small.
I didn't think it was that small.
He's small.
He said
I've
4'11".
never seen him in person. No, but just from everything I done seen, he's small as hell.
Shout out to
He said that
Griselda.
like he's seen him in the mall or something.
Moving on, man. Y'all stop all that violence in rap, though.
Hey, y'all too old. Shit. Everybody trying to fight.
I like how Benny and them handlers though. You ain't heard them say shit about this. They on tour right now.
So you
They
supposed
just
to-
doing shows and shit. I ain't said nothing about it.
I bet not see.
They ain't too old.
I bet not see y'all old ass tussling when I'm about.
The battle, that's the essence of hip hop, dude. So they just got
A fight?
gotta battle.
I want to hear them MC, but they two of the coldest rappers though. I wanted to hear
diss.
some music.
Put it on wax.
He did say when his album dropped, he had a bunch of bars for him. So, which
Freddie.
Freddie tweeted that. Can't wait for his album to drop. It was
What you got for
replied.
Jimmy though?
Huh?
What you got for Jimmy?
Shit,
He got-
he probably got bars for all of them.
Jimmy gonna whoop his ass again. Jimmy ain't gonna really rap with him back and
Cop
forth.
baby ass nigga, he might. He
You know what I'm
might.
saying? You know what Jimmy said? He known for smacking koofies off. He's cool. Don't get me back to koofy smacking. You know what I'm saying?
Bad as hell.
Jimmy Strong.
That
Deep.
That
That remind me of that Seinfeld episode. Dude was talking in third person.
Oh
Jimmy.
yeah.
Jimmy's getting angry.
They
That ain't even gonna pull up for Jimmy.
shout out to another dangerous person in hip hop, Mano. And Jim Jones, they got an album coming out. They got a group called the Lobby Boys. They got an album coming out.
When they find time to go to the studio, they been to the gym all the
I
time.
think they go after they go to the gym.
That's their routine.
Yeah, they go to the
Gym to the
gym
studio.
Gym in their studio.
They got a new song with Fab, No Bobby V.
No, my nigga snapping.
He was snapping on that shit.
Fucking
No, what's the name of it?
No Bobby V.
color
Download
coordinated.
that. All
Perfect
that.
down.
That'd be fresh as fucking gym.
All that.
But no, they got a new single out
Fly as
with
hell.
new single with Fabulous though. Lobby Boys should be a dope album. You know what I'm saying? And for the history, like it's cool that they doing an album together. They had beef back in the day. Jimmy, no,
No Fab turned it up.
Of course.
you got them
No,
Twitter bars.
no
on
Twitter
there.
bars.
What you think the other people who go into the gym think when they come to the gym?
Oh, they had
They be turned or they be like, oh my
no, they had a celebrity gym because the gym they be at, it's like only some like CC Sabathia and them all be in. It only be celebrities in that gym.
I ain't know if they
Exclusive
were going
shit.
to
It's
some
like
club
action-
fitness type shit.
no,
Them
it's-
people probably like, oh my god, here goes these.
Only reason why I know is the rapper Action Bronson. He just lost like 150 pounds
Yeah.
or some shit. That's the gym he goes to. That's how I know. And him and CC Sabathia be getting in them. That's like an exclusive gym.
They got a bouncer at the door.
that type probably
At the
so though.
gym.
You know what I'm saying? Like you probably just can't go to that
Club.
shit.
They walk
like
around
Dave
handing
Fit
out
or some
waters and
shit.
stuff, alkaline water.
Probably they got that
Sir.
black water.
Blackwater shakes.
You know, I thought about this earlier. It might have been last.
I still ain't
Blackwater?
You ain't drunk it?
That motherfucker's still in my refrigerator.
I ain't got. I thought about this. I think it was earlier last night. I think everybody working out except for me. I don't like that shit.
Oh, they try
We've
your
been
little-
trying to tell your ass.
Huh? No, y'all can just stop.
No, I'm getting to it.
Huh?
I'm getting to it, bro.
Huh?
You gotta be ready for
I'm
the
getting
game,
to
man.
it. July 29th. Reason got weekend.
Y'all putting some
I'll
pressure.
train you.
Y'all putting some pressure on me.
I train.
You gonna play this year?
Or you come get busy.
Nah, we don't need this bad energy.
Huh?
We don't need your bad energy, man.
Oh yeah, KD coming back for you niggas too. I'm letting you niggas know. Y'all think it's gonna be?
I seen them. They was up. I was scouting the other day. I went up when I got my invitation to the wedding. They was up there hooping a little bit, and I was scouting. I was picking out who I could take. You know what I'm saying?
Don't wear them
good.
shoes no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them
New
new
boy.
Start working out on the
3
low.
minutes. It's all good. 3 minutes, and I'm.
No man.
Health is wealth, man. I've been, you know what I'm saying. Stino been killing it in the gym. Salute. Juice be killing it in the gym. What's your trainer name?
His name J Alvin Ocho Sulo on Instagram.
Shout out to him. He support the pie and shit like that. Shout out to JR.
Dojo. Ain't that what they call it? The dojo.
Ocho's Dojo.
Ocho Dojo. That's pretty tough.
Get it in, man. Hey, y'all just stay. Everybody listening, man. Stay active. Get to it.
Shit, shout out my trainer too. Shit,
Shout out to
Bossa
Get
B.
Busy with Bossa.
Bossa B, man.
You know.
It's like a little mini series, right?
Kinda.
Getting busy with boss.
That's what I be doing. Get busy with Bossa every day. Feel good. Look good. Begin like, man.
He be trying like new shit with me. You know what I'm saying?
All
Like,
bullshit.
You know I'm the
Pushing you.
No, all
athletic
bullshit.
Why you be benching on the ground? What that do?
Increase your
Floor.
breath. It's a towel. It's a towel whoop. My bad.
Go
I
ahead,
answered the
go
question.
ahead.
I did it before, but I just.
it increase your bench. So this is where you'll get your power from right here. So this is normally where people fail at, like at this range right here. So if you start from here, it teaches you how to push from here. So that's what it increases your bench.
You learn something new every day. I'm gonna start benching like this.
How much you think you can bench, Judge? If we threw you under this?
225 when we're starting.
No way.
How many times?
Huh?
starting that.
How many times?
That 135 will fall on it.
Huh?
You ain't hitting 225, bro.
225.
Hey, listen.
135 will fall on it.
Probably my max. 225.
225 your max. That's heavy ass.
Had to do.
Shout out to man, everybody. This
That's
man
sweet.
get active, man. Summer is officially about. When does summer start? June. I don't know.
School over.
School over tomorrow.
School last day. School.
School Monday.
Hey, wait, I'm wearing them 8-inch polo shorts all summer. showing the thighs. Well, I've been working on them. I'm proud. Teardrop. You know what I'm saying?
You got you.
Teardrop,
Uh-oh.
teardrop there.
Who wears short shorts?
It's up.
Fresh gonna be in them short shorts.
Fresh wear short.
Say your knees out and you get money. So
Listen, Carlton Banks. Carlton Banks fit it all summer.
The polo khaki joint?
Hold on, I'm talking about the 7/8 joint, a bud in it.
But you know what's funny? I
Oh,
remember like wearing them back in the day. I used to sag them super hard.
I had to.
You had to.
But like
Polo
nowadays,
trunks never came big.
To the
I used to sag the fuck out of my shit. Like, but now though,
waistline.
That used to be a factor for me. Like when I used to be in the club back in the day, because I've never sagged before. That never was my thing. But that used to be like if you spot KD sagging,
He
you know,
roasted.
fucked up. That used to be like people used to say that. Like, man, I know
He sagging.
If he sagging, he fucked up.
hey man,
Sagging was wild when you think about it.
Wild as fuck.
I used to have
That
this,
shit got crazy.
I know I grew up and got mature, but I used to. I never sagged on purpose. That never was like my thing.
Our clothes was big.
I just didn't give a fuck that my pants.
Yeah, when
was-
keep pulling your shit up.
you know what I'm saying? So when somebody would be like, "Man, pull your pants up," I get so fucking mad.
Say a name.
No, just older people. Like I ain't give like whoever. Fuck
Seti?
you. Oh yeah. Oh, motherfuckers at work. Fuck you, man. Like don't be telling me to pull my pants up. Like, how about you don't look at my fucking waist or nothing like that? Fuck
Look at
you.
my ass.
Yeah, like what the fuck do you mean pull my pants up though? Like I used to hate that shit. I still hate that shit now I think about it. I just don't probably sag it.
The other people that.
Sagging.
You ever did that?
But I think sometimes
Anybody ever did that?
Pull my pants up? No,
Huh?
nobody ever did that shit.
that's wild.
Fuck no.
Motherfucker, did you like
No
that?
one pulled your
I'm
pants
too
up.
big for that.
sexual assault.
Touch me.
That's sexual
But
assault.
motherfucker will though. Y'all don't go to church.
Huh?
Y'all don't go to church.
No,
They-
we was just disrespectful kids.
I'm
We
just-
went
I
to
ain't
church.
talking about
I told you about the story. We almost rolled that lady down the aisle. Talking about she was finna whoop us. We looked at her crazy in the church.
You ever had to go
We
get
stopped playing. We playing. She's like, all right, I'm whooping her. What? Bitch, we'll unlock this wheelchair and roll your dumb ass down the aisle.
You ever had
Wheelchair?
Yeah. How you gonna whoop us in a wheelchair?
You ever had to go get a switch?
Hell yeah.
No. I'm not saying.
Oh,
No.
That explains a lot.
We're gonna pick what I'm finna go get whooped with.
yes.
What kind of shit is that? I'm not coming back.
You
You,
ain't that tough.
you ain't never that tough.
I mean, it never
I know,
happened to
I-
him.
I-
Like, it never happened
yeah.
to him. So like, you can't even explain. Like,
I got whoopings before, but like
That
it
ain't
wasn't
what
none of
we
that.
talking
No, but I'm
Go
saying
get
that
it.
is
Hey, go
different.
get a
When
switch.
motherfucker tell you go get a switch. Listen,
I've seen it done.
no, but look, this is what has happened to me before. So when I lived in this project building, and we lived on the 5th floor. Got in trouble. Go get a switch.
She had to go down.
Walk out this, press the elevator. I'm on the elevator crying, damn near, you know, little kid. Motherfuckers all in the hallway and shit.
Yeah.
All like, damn, little Rip. Like, you call me Little Raphael, like little Raphael. Damn, little Rip, what's wrong with you? Right? I ain't talking. Oh, you might get an ass whoop. You got to go to the switch. Motherfuckers know. Like, I'm walking past 30 people.
Then you gotta come back with the
With the switch.
And make sure it's a good one.
Nah, yeah, because don't get no bad one.
Make sure it's like,
My mom
That
had
is
a-
child
My mom
abuse.
had a switch.
and then go back to the 5th floor.
Why you can't just whoop me with something in the house?
No, you got to think about this
Racetrack?
ass whooping.
My mom had a switch that she made. It was a two switches put together. And she braided, and used to
Like a sword.
cut through the air. You know what I'm saying? It was braided. It was green at first, and it turned brown. And it was a little long too, so it can get you from about 6 feet. All up in your ass. Yeah, she kept it on the
We
side.
had a switch.
I got traditional belt. I got the belt.
Now the belt didn't work all the time. You might have did something that wasn't worth the belt. That belt, you did you broke the you.
I'm gonna be all the way honest.
good leather belt.
I wasn't bad until I got older though. By the time I was like bad,
I wasn't
was
bad either, but you might just did some bad shit.
I didn't really used to do bad shit though.
My
I
grandma-
never really got whooped.
I'm gonna interview.
treat
Hey,
you.
listen, I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna interview my mom 1-on-1. I'm gonna we can talk about this later, but I kind of had a threesome when I was like 6 years old. So that's when, you know what I'm saying. It's a story for another day, but I got my ass whooped bad for that.
Clothes burner when you was
It was wild. It was some wild shit I was on. You know what I'm saying. These two girls kind of.
How you know how to do it?
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. It really wasn't my fault. It was two girls.
They took advantage of you.
Yeah, but I was with it. But one of the girls told. My mama found out.
So it's kind of like rape.
Kinda.
So you was on one. So you was a young predator.
No, they got me.
Well,
I was the youngest.
Why would they tell if you? Why would
They was just
tell
ratchet. I don't know.
Why would they tell if they was with it? If they got
It was
you?
one. They didn't tell their mom. They
What?
just telling the
Oh,
hood.
this getting deep.
They were just talking. They were just telling everybody.
You giving me Kelly vibes over there. It's all good though.
How you giving me Kelly? I was the youngest in the situation. I'm just saying. Well, I'm gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about with my mama in detail. But I remember that's when I got a bad whooping one time.
I used to get whooping every night. Probably. I couldn't go to
Wow.
school without a whooping. Huh?
Why?
Helped you sleep.
I was
It was like melatonin.
This is trauma at its finest,
Yeah,
dude.
but I definitely have something like that. I was supposed to. They wanted to put me on medicine when I was little, but my mom didn't let them. So
Ritalin?
her medicine was the whooping.
Ritalin?
Turned out fine, huh?
They want to put you on Ritalin?
Whatever medicine they used to put on people,
Bad people.
hyper people.
Hyper
That's
little
they
kids.
misdiagnosed me. I was just hyper, but they call it ADHD.
ADHD.
Okay, man. Let's transition to
I seen your eye.
let's transition to a kid that will not be abused, man. Congratulations to ASAP Rocky and ASAP Rihanna.
ASAP Rihanna?
ASAP Riri for gave birth to their
Or
first
is it
child.
Rock Rock?
Wear it too.
Y'all cool? They gave birth to their first child, baby boy.
ASAP baby?
ASAP baby. Or is it Fenty? Rocky.
That's a stupid ass name. I had to say so myself.
What?
They named the baby Fendi.
No, man. That's just the name of her.
$1 billion
I
company.
was gonna say that's stupid, but okay.
We just call it $1 billion baby.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them, man. Hip hop.
Trust fund.
Another baby. That's a baby that won't be going to get a switch.
Hell no.
Shout out to them, man. I don't have much to say about anything.
It's crazy because switches is different nowadays. They put them on guns and shit. That's
No,
a
it's
different.
probably- it's probably
That's a different type of
against the law to
switch.
hit your child with a switch these days.
It was against the law back then,
Oh
man.
no, it was needed.
I'm just saying it was against the law.
So you feel like all your ass whoopings was
Dude, that shit was abuse.
Mine,
You say you used to just get ass whooping just for every night.
cause I was deserving of it. I did something, but the majority of the time it was just me
That's wild.
running around.
Dennis
fast,
the Menace.
like running around.
Wouldn't
fast,
sit down.
knocking
Like
stuff
Dash off the Incredibles.
out. Yeah, that was that fast though.
But broke the
think
lamp. He like
Stuff like
they've been
that.
telling him to sit down for 30 minutes, and
Sit
then
your ass
then he
down.
finally breaks something.
Like yeah, and that's how
Knock a cup off the table. It's shattered all over.
It's
the
a
ground.
mistake.
Fuck out
But I
of
should
here.
have
Yeah.
been sitting down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they told him to sit down already.
Yeah, that's how it happened back in the day.
That's how it happened today.
Y'all think I needed more discipline?
Fuck yeah, you would have. Never mind.
No, speak your piece.
Where you going? What you gonna say?
You probably would have finished high school if you would have got more discipline as a kid.
That's probably true. I thought he was gonna say something crazy. I was gonna knock them baby hairs on the side of your head.
Maybe
I got baby hairs.
You got your
Shit
edges?
laid.
Hey, motherfuckers
This
be.
shit laid.
baby hairs is stupider in a motherfucker. You got like I seen a motherfucker with baby hairs from here to here.
You got baby hairs
You
too,
got
bro.
toothbrush in your shit. You be
What you got up there? You can probably lay your shit on the side.
The fuck's so funny?
I seen a motherfucker with tattoo baby hair. You didn't see that meme on the internet?
what?
Y'all didn't see that? Honey had tattoo.
You know they tattooing everything now. They tattooing eyebrows.
That was wild to me.
I'm gonna get a tattoo taper.
Remember
I
I
see.
Eyebrow, that's the thing too.
That's
the thing?
Not a
It
taper,
is,
but out
it
there
is.
like the line and shit. Yeah.
You might as well and
You
get
know how many
waves.
dots that is?
Fuck you.
Get waves. Get a whole.
You gotta get your whole head shaded. That's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Shading is the worst part of the tattoo. You gotta get your whole head.
It's like Mega Mind.
That probably would. That wouldn't be the bad part. The bad part is coming in here taking my hat off.
No, the bad part is the
You ain't gonna be
scam.
able to wear your hat for a minute.
So it's scam.
Neosporin gonna be a wave.
Nigga gonna be.
Fuck you.
Neosporin wave grease.
Tattoo glue. It is tattoo too good. His headband.
But we wouldn't even say nothing. We act like nothing happened though.
normal.
Like you walk in here with a line and like we just be like, oh, what up, bro? Until we press play, record.
And it makes it look like.
Get on your ass and shit though.
Crispy as hell.
When that bat,
Super
That shit
good.
would never go nowhere.
Would you get a Deion Sanders?
Just rocking the ball here, man.
You ain't fucking with it.
That's cap. Joe Jack, watch when we get this check. Joe Jack gonna act different. He gonna get LASIK. He ain't gonna wear
Already
glasses no
got a
more. None of
check,
this shit.
motherfucker.
I'm talking about that check.
I got a check.
So why you got your hair done yet?
I don't want to.
He ain't looked into
In
it.
other news, I lost my hair when I was like 21. I'm 35.
Damn.
You got a bad grade of hair though.
That's true.
You ain't used to use Blue Magic, huh?
I just made that up. I ain't even.
See, I be telling niggas, man.
That's
you
what it
use that-
was?
Yeah.
Damn, I missed it.
Shout out to my nigga Dino. Remember when Dino told Juicy? He told
Yeah, he
everybody.
fucked
that
up.
shit was-
Shout out to Dino, but he had me
said,
fucked
yeah.
up.
Dino looked at his shit and said, "Oh yeah, that shit gone."
Man, bro, what? Had me hot for
Juice
a
said,
second,
"No,
too.
look." he said, "No, look."
I think Dino was the fresh baldy. That's about his third baldy, so he looked at that shit like, "Yeah, my shit was just looking like that
But
last
he don't even
month."
know, like, me and my grandpa have real conversations about that. Like, my grandpa be cutting my shit, be like, yeah, grandson, you ain't even got that squirrel back there. You good.
It said go off your mom and daddy.
But no, the conversation got serious though. Juice like, "No, cause look at."
The swear, I'm telling you, can tell everything by the swear.
And Dino all up there like, "Oh, okay." It got weird.
Shout out to Table Talk, man. Hey, man,
Then we got the little ass pigeon wings.
Where was I from?
Oh, American Deli.
very good deli.
The weakest restaurant ever.
I can't go bald though, because I ain't got no beard.
Huh?
Everybody, y'all got beard.
The little pigeon
You
wings.
remember them wings at Dino house?
This shits was little.
Hey, man, salute to Fresco Kane, man. I did an interview with Fresco Kane. It came out or whatever. Nice response from it. We definitely gonna be interviewing more St. Louis artists. People was fucking with it, man. They people sensitive about Nipsey. He said on there one of the time, he said he feel like Nipsey Hussle, and people ain't like that.
I think it's okay to say that. He never said he was. I mean, the context he put behind it though.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah, it made
I
sense.
talked about him when he said he on his masters and shit, and I said, me just doing my research. I talked about him and Nipsey. It was something I don't know what I said, but
The comparison was it good?
yeah, like he didn't mean it like that. He just
I got it.
Yeah.
He didn't mean it like he was Nipsey. He just talking about his
Or like I'm nice as Nipsey. Or,
yeah, I just,
the type of business mind that Nipsey was on. That's what he was saying,
and that's the thing. People like Joe Jackson said, don't write that in my DM. Comment that on the YouTube, please. Like,
We have personal conversation.
I just seen it was multiple people that said like Nipsey, like people get offended by, especially people that what I'm saying. I love Nipsey too.
It's a
but,
sensitive subject.
But listen to the whole thing. Just don't watch an Instagram clip and make a assumption. That's what we put those clips on Instagram for y'all to go and watch the whole thing. Watch the context of what people say these things in, man. This is a little off. This is still on sports, but y'all see Patrick Beverly on ESPN?
Talking crazy about CP.
That's him though.
I agree with some of them.
Patrick Beverly is he's smart though. He gonna get a bag from ESPN when he done hooping for sure. Cause he creating conversation. Even though the shit he said about Chris Paul, you little OC fan. Shut the
Talking bad about it.
Yeah, it's just I don't
Okay, but okay, look at it like this. So y'all said hip hop. You like the real beef when it comes to the hip hop. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, basketball it was really like that. So that's that's the energy that he got. Like Chris Paul point guard, he a point guard. They go at each other all the time.
They don't go at each other. Chris Paul killed Patrick Beverly.
So how many rappers you say gonna say to somebody like dude killed me? His energy is like
If you all right, this is the thing. So you talking about like hip hop? I like beef in hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a beef where
one sided.
Lil Pump is trying to diss Tupac, or you know what I'm saying, like, or Lil Pump dissing a major, like somebody that can't fucking rap trying to go against Drake or some shit like that. Like that's what I'm saying. That's
In his
that's
mind,
what it
he
is.
liked that though.
All right, but I'm saying like you not though. Like we all know you not. That's my thing, and it's personal though.
Got a history of killing CP3. So it started in
To him, that's what he said though.
He said, "Ask for Brian." He asked whoever.
But that's how that's how he felt though.
I get it, but it's a personal thing, so it's. But I ain't mad at him. I know what he doing. He can get in the bag.
He working on something.
He sound silly though. Like he's trying to make Chris Paul not seem like he the. Said Chris Paul can't play defense. Like Chris Paul is known for defense. Like he's 9 time first team all defense. He got more of all first. He got more all defense than Patrick Beverly. You know what I'm saying? Like Patrick Beverly is known for his defense, but it's only that's what he play off of. It's his attitude and how he play. Like his defense really ain't that fucking good. He don't shut people down. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's just a nuisance on the court.
That's the word.
He's a nuisance.
I get it.
But I know exactly what you said. It's real trollish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though if you ever watch when he used to play with LeBron, he was always on LeBron's ass. But then in the last interview, he said if he got a chance to play with somebody, it would be LeBron.
And I like the competitiveness. Like
That's
like
all
how
I'm
you said.
saying.
But it's different because
There's levels to this shit.
nah, you mad at you just don't like Chris Paul. Like it's different than you just saying he ain't they choked or something. But you got a personal vendetta against Chris Paul, and then you making it obvious. Like it's shit Skip Bayless be saying about LeBron. Like, all right, bro. Like you kind of going overboard. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause LeBron won't even be playing. He'd be like, "This is LeBron's fault that the Dallas Mavericks lost and shit." Like, dude, I done seen him do that type of shit. But I salute to Pat Bev, man. You know, Chi-Town.
Marshall
That nigga, I seen that nigga get 30 points a game off all steals.
off defense.
Shout out to Pat Bev, man. What else we got? Oh, salute to Yo Gotti and CMG. They was on the cover of Billboard magazine. And CMG, known as Cocaine Music Group, in that article he spoke about how he had a conversation with 50 Cent. If 50 Cent told him, you want to take your label to another level, you got to take that cocaine out the name. Mm-hmm. So that CMG, we know it's Cocaine Music Group. It stands for Control Music Group now, you know. But I think it's going to say CMG, you know.
We know what it is.
But like that, but a smart movie said 50 said he had a conversation with 50 and 50 told him to do that.
Business.
So it is business. But I look at that is like the number one hip hop label to me in the game. CMG got Moneybag, Black Youngster, Mozzie, 42 Dub, ESTG,
Female artist.
Gotti. Got a female R&B artist they just put out. Look like Yo Gotti. I mean, look like Moneybag Girl though. They look alike.
I thought that's who that was.
That ain't her. I thought that's who it was too.
I thought that was her.
I was like, I was looking at her like, why the fuck
she
is she?
do got a jam though. She was on Moneybag last album, wasn't
She don't rap. She don't do nothing.
But she was on the last album, wasn't she?
Talking or something.
That's what's that? G Herbo baby mama.
Yeah.
G Herbo from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
That's his baby mama. So she's
Hard.
just like
No, but if I'm not mistaken, I think she was on the
She's
album.
never said a
She did something on the album.
Saying.
She might have been
That was
talked
a
to. She
thing.
might have talked
That
to
was a
something.
big thing.
She left a voicemail, I think.
Yeah, that's
That
what
makes her on the album.
Yeah, not talent.
That's just what I mean. That's what I
They
mean.
stood up St. Louis last week.
yeah, Moneybag
Both
and
of
or they posted they make appearances in St. Louis and they didn't show up.
I
Huh?
talked to Plug. About that. He said,
I talked to Unknown.
yeah, I talked to Plug about that. He said on his end, you know, it was pretty good, but he said just the promoters, they didn't handle their business. So he said the business side on his end, his management and all that, they took care of business, but the promoters, the way the promoters handled it, it was kind of messed up. So that's why Bag didn't do what he was supposed to do. He did some punk ass shit though. He said,
venue.
yeah, the venue.
It was just.
When they say he gave him his money back, he gave the venue their money back though.
Yeah, because he didn't perform based on the outcome of the crowd.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want, you know, we
He
get
didn't
to a
wanna
certain
perform- he
level,
didn't
like you
wanna
ain't
perform for
performing in
nobody.
front of, like, because the blogs get a hold of that, they might say, oh, did
He losing
He
it.
ain't put on
He already been in that. He already been a part of that. Though. They try to play Moneybag before, saying
so
he
he probably
performing
ain't-
for
like,
8
he
people
ain't
and
going for
shit.
that shit. Even though I was there, it was people in there. It was just the way that
The
the
venue.
setup was. You know what I'm saying? The way that they had it broken up to where like everybody, you know, a concert, you want it to look packed. You want people to be down there shoulder to shoulder. But it had the stage and it had
A big ass
big-ass
VIP
booth,
section.
big ass VIP section. Then behind that was tables. Then behind that was a big ass gate where everybody else at. And like even when Moneybags DJ got on the stage, he was saying like, "I want everybody closer. Come on, let's vibe out. I want everybody closer." But it's like they can't get closer.
Can't get on
They
that
literally
fence,
can't
my
go.
homie. They can't get on that fence. They got to climb that fence like the border.
I'd like to, you know. What I'm saying?
It's an electrical fence.
Give them people a
Dog
couple dollars
behind
for me.
Real shit. So it just wasn't structured. Where I think they was thinking too much about the money.
So they fumbled the bag.
Could have just sold a bunch of general admission and then straight.
Yeah. Shout out to
I just gave them a couple reasons to down and now they proud of me.
shout out to Plug, man. Money to Plug. But yeah, man. Shout out to Yo Gotti. I like to see people level up. He executive now. You know, learning the game for people that came before him. He a boss in that aspect. He doing his thing for real.
I like him because he come from the street and yeah, for sure. Memphis and his language. It's like information got to be delivered by certain people in order for you to receive it better. And so coming from Gotti, you know, he talked that street talk and he can relate to a lot of his artists. So it's more than just a business thing. It's like he built real relationships and shit like that, and people value that. So he talk country in the motherfucker, but he talking some real shit though, and he's standing on what he talk about.
I just like to see Gotti in there. What he doing in that aspect around the big people he's been around. Like he came up under Birdman. His first deal with Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? He studied Birdman. Then he got with Rock Nation and studying Hove, and he just taking that shit to another level.
And he bringing it back to the people though. He giving niggas opportunity, put niggas on. He very, very generous. You know, he just like the R&B artist that we talked about. He blessed her with a whip as soon as he signed her. Like that's like that builds relationships. Huh?
That's that slave deal that whipping the chain.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't necessarily mean. We watched. You ever seen Cadillac Records?
Don't own me though.
And the thing about it is, like, yeah, I seen, cause off that post, I seen a lot of people say that or whatever, but that's kind of like an assumption. You never really know how the deal structured or whatever. But
I like to see. I
just like to see the whole that gesture.
I hope Gotti do. It's early, so we ain't seen nothing yet. You know, I just hope people just learn from the business practices from before. Cause like, you know, it was always a stigma. They always say like Puff Daddy raping you records. Locke said that shit. Like niggas, Puff wasn't giving people shit, but Puff was saying, I gave people the deals that I was taught to give people. Like he giving people standard deals in music. Now that shit was fucked up. It's always been fucked up. But that's how he
just
was
doing
taught.
what he's seen.
He just doing what he's seen before.
Yeah.
He might make it a little sweeter than niggas was getting back in the day. But when you look at it, hip hop, we come from the streets. So you look at like the Locks. They were just selling crack 2 weeks ago. They know if I buy this shit for this, they know how much it costs. If I sell it for this, I can make this. So if I'm selling a CD and it's $10 a CD, if it's $20 a CD, I should be getting some money back or some shit. I just sold 1 million records. And you telling me I don't got no money. A street nigga can't even understand that shit. What you mean? What you mean I still owe
This
shit?
CD right here with my face on it.
Yeah, like, what you mean there ain't no money from? So it's hard for people to understand that shit.
They got the breakdown, they got promotion, they got studio time, you just looking at.
But the thing about it, back in the day, and it's still like that. It's a scam though. Like when you sign a record contract, it's a loan. This is a bad loan that you can't never pay back. And they structure it like that. You could be popping and still be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like you sell this, but they paid you this, so you'll never get out of that contract.
And we own the rights to all your music.
And even like nowadays, it's all streaming. They still, as of like 2 years ago, they still structuring these deals as they was in 1996. Like they charging you for like shipping your albums and shit, and they don't ship albums no more. Like they charge you $250,000 for like printing up your CDs, but they don't print CDs no more. But it's still in your contract though, so it's like never. It's just it's fucked up like that. But I hope the executives now learned from back in the day, and they not doing bad business like that because there's so much money to be made. And I hope that's what Gotti doing. I hope that's what QC doing. All that shit, you know. Because I mean, we ain't got to do that shit no more. So much money to be made. So much money people making. But it's always bad shit. They allegedly the Migos done broke up.
That's what they saying.
I don't know. You know, it's just
It's alleged. Somebody seen somebody unfollow somebody.
All of a sudden, Cardi B unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff. That do mean a lot, though.
That should be accurate as a motherfucker.
That means a whole lot.
Are you unfollowed?
2022.
Shout out to the person who's seen that shit.
Nah, people get paid to track that kind of shit. Cause losers. They probably up too.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree.
You gotta keep refreshing that shit.
No, I agree. That's like some real. You gotta be a bored motherfucker.
But it ain't that. It's like the shade room though. Like that's somebody. They got 30 jobs. Like your job is to always watch Cardi B shit. So like they probably every hour on hour they gotta refresh Cardi B followers or you know what I'm saying. Like that's just how that shit is nowadays. Oh,
notification.
What?
Hey, that Quavo and Takeoff song hard though.
What's they
was
rap
there.
that Unconfused?
Unconfused. Because you know Quavo was Takeoff uncle. And some shit like that. They changed the name. They got a new group and everything.
Duo group. Uncle, what's called?
Unconfused.
Casey and JoJo shit.
Hey, but the song hard. That's what I've been listening to. I was listening to that shit. Like I checked it out.
Who is
Takeoff always been my
Takeoff.
favorite.
Takeoff and Quavo.
QCP said that Takeoff could really be one of the ones running the rap game if he cared more about rapping. He said he just don't really care.
Yeah.
He made a tweet saying that.
I like this cake.
Them motherfuckers can stop right now. Them motherfuckers make so much money. They put their stamp on the game.
Young niggas say they the biggest group ever. I mean, but they just don't be known.
In their era.
It was like a whole thread on Twitter that was, they wasn't just saying, that's what people were saying, like, oh, you mean they air? No, nigga. They think they the ever.
So it's just so many variables. We talking about numbers, or we talking about influence?
Yeah, don't none of that shit matter. Don't none of that matter.
Who the greatest group ever?
If you talk about ever, who the greatest group ever?
Yeah. Hip hop
I
group
had
ever.
to think about it. I had to think about it.
Niggas already keep the question.
Is it the greatest or your favorite?
I had to think
I said the
about it.
greatest.
Think about it.
Run DMC got probably the greatest in. Run DMC.
I got Outkast.
I don't have one. I just
Like I
Migos,
said, I'd have to think about it, but it's,
Migos might be number 5 though. If I had to do it. You know what group get too much credit and
Chris Cross.
it might sound a little blasphemous.
what you call Chris?
You know who get too much credit as a group? The fucking Hot Boys.
Oh, you
Cause they only got one fucking album. They got 2 albums. They got one
said
album.
he a what?
hit lame for that.
I'm just saying they get too much credit because
As a group?
They got
Yes,
two,
as a
they
group.
got two or three albums.
Hey man,
They got Guerrilla Warfare, Let 'Em Burn,
that's really the only
and
one.
they got three. They got three.
They
albums.
broke up, Let 'Em Burn, all that shit.
That Guerrilla Warfare was
Cold.
See what I'm saying?
But how the greatest, they be acting like they the greatest group off of that one album.
Because they part of cash.
Biggie the greatest. Biggie arguably the greatest rapper.
I
on
might
2
say
albums.
Bone
Guerrilla Warfare ain't nice as like after that.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone.
Good.
All I'm saying is I go through a couple
Do
before I
or
get to the
die.
Migos.
Do or die.
I got 3-6 over Migos, like you know what I'm saying.
3-6 was hard.
UGK, or you know what I'm saying. This is
Hey,
before we get to the
Bonnie
Migos.
I don't know. Groups and duos the same thing.
Same thing.
That's hard. Well, shit. Yeah. Run DMC.
Is Kanye and Jay-Z a group? Watch the Throne, dude.
Dipset.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Is Duncan Baby a group?
That's why I'm asking. They might be, but that shit was trash. That album was trash, though. So right.
What album trash?
Voices of the Street.
Voice of the Hero.
Voices of the Heroes.
Hey,
Y'all still listen to that?
Fuck
That
yeah.
shit came and went.
No sir.
You think that shit trash real?
Nah, I mean, it just. I forgot it came out
jamming.
until you said it.
She trying to
When the
fuck
second
me
one come out,
while I'm
you
passing.
refresh
She
your
can't
memory.
come around no more.
They probably won't make another album.
Really?
I listened to some Baby last night. I was listening
Definitely had some baby
to
on last
some
night.
Drake last night too, man.
Was he snapping?
Huh?
Was he
Yeah.
snapping?
I just had to find that song to Baby.
He was drinking and drinking. Drinking and drinking.
That means something. That means something when you say that.
Drinking and drinking, drinking and driving.
That's
All
deep.
three.
All three.
All
That's
three.
all-
Drinking,
deep.
drinking, and
That's
driving.
deep.
Nigga driving like
DDD.
this.
No.
That type of shit.
Hey, I gotta. This is our subject, but shout out to y'all for putting me on blast for misspeaking last week.
How you been speaking?
Did you watch? Like, that was crazy.
That was crazy. I just didn't.
That was like that
video
Rick.
live.
That was that Rick James. That Dave Chappelle. Rick James. Like, man, I just wouldn't walk in nobody's house and put my feet on their couch. I got more sense than that. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely misspoke.
Yeah, I remember putting my feet on.
Said it wasn't. But I let me correct it. I was staying and just say I don't like it. Don't care for it, man. I'm standing on it because
Don't care for who.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
Okay.
and I'm gonna stand on it.
You got a new
because
stand up.
I watched it and it's just okay. But the reason why
it was just
the reason why I watched it, but shout out to Cat Williams because that's number 13 or 14 comedy specials, and that's the most out of any comic dead or alive. So don't nobody got 14 comedy specials.
We
So shout out
talked.
to him.
We talked about it earlier, and y'all say it was okay. I will upgrade it to good. You know,
I ain't seen it yet.
I thought it was good, and reason being, like you said, we talked about it earlier. It's hard to do comedy.
Yeah.
Like that's like especially for a certain period of time. Like he stood the test of time, even with through all the bullshit that he dealt with and stuff like that. Like you got remembering all these jokes, these punchlines and stuff like that. That ain't easy. Shout out to my man's, you know what I'm saying, at Steno House. He said it ain't.
Big
He
Ag.
said it. Shout out to Ag, Chris, Ryan.
Right.
He said it ain't hard. I disagreed like a motherfucker. Like you get up there for 60 minutes, remembering these jokes and these punchlines and stuff.
I think comedy is the hardest thing in entertainment to do. Like in all entertainment, I think it's the hardest. But Cat Williams, like we had a conversation. I think Cat Williams like one of the greatest because of that. Like he got so many stand-ups and he been funny for a long time. Like consistently funny. Whether his new stand-up is just okay or it's good. Like the fact that Cat Williams came out in early 2000s, maybe late 90s or some shit. He's still one of the biggest. He's still selling out arenas and shit. So that's why, like we was talking. He asked, Katie was like, "Where Jamie Foxx in the stand-up shit?" He not in my top 5 because it's a lot of comedians that got a lot of special and they do that shit. Jamie Foxx is just one of the most talented motherfuckers to ever walk the earth. So I don't even.
All around.
I ain't about to. I feel like it's lowballing him saying he's so much more than just a stand-up comedian. Even though he's one of the funniest motherfuckers. I've been watching Jamie Foxx show all day, like he just been on the background of TV. But it's so many stand-ups that that's what they get. That's their bread and butter. That's what they do. It's hard to put like Jamie Foxx. Like Cat Williams is one of them ones that.
Like I was saying, or like I was trying to say, when I misspoke, I just don't care for. I don't particularly care for his type of comedy. I don't like corny humor. To me, you know what I'm saying. I like a different type of comedy.
I agree with.
I think
So it ain't raw. It's mainstream. It's Kevin Hartish.
Yeah.
It's mainstream
It's like,
comedy.
I didn't care for
like
Kevin.
basing the jokes around.
I didn't
like,
care for Kevin
politics
Hart.
and shit.
I didn't care for Kevin Hart at first. You know, just like that. It's like filler. Just when Kevin Hart used to make them voice nuts. No. Like he was doing that the whole. I'm like, all right now. You know what I'm saying? Come with the.
See,
you
I
know
don't
what
like
I'm saying?
Kevin
Come
Hart
with the
now.
shit.
I used to
You know what
like
I'm saying?
Kevin Hart early, but I agree. Everybody got their different perception of funny. Like I like stand-up comics that make me think more. Like I might watch a stand-up and it's just not crazy. I'm just cracking up laughing. I might only like it's an hour special. I might only bust out laughing 5 or 6 times, but it's like it laughs like it was built up to. Like I like Chris Rock. He's one of my favorite comedians. Some people don't like Chris Rock because he too technical, too much shit to make you think. You know what I'm saying? Some people like Mike Epps. They think Mike Epps hilarious. But Mike Epps just a silly motherfucker.
Silly.
But if Mike Epps was just sitting here, he would just be talking and have his week and shit like that. I don't really like I like some comedians like that, but I don't really like that shit. Like
I don't like when that's your go to.
yeah.
I don't fuck
Like
with
because I think it's an art, so I want you to get in your creative bag. Don't just be silly like you'll be sitting around us.
like
That should be
Mike
funny to me.
But some people
Funny-
think
it's funny
some
as
people
hell,
think
though.
that shit is hilarious.
No, it's funny as I'm quick to turn on a Mike Epps stand up.
I need a set.
But okay, Cat Williams' most recent stand up is better than what's the name? Little dude, Kevin Hart.
It was better.
I feel like Kevin Hart ain't been funny in like 5 or 6 years to me. But
What was the last one he did at the
Got
crib?
so much going on. That one was okay.
But this last Kevin Hart, I mean the Cat Williams was
Cat
better
Williams
than
was
that.
better than
But I think Cat Williams is way funnier than Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even think that
I
shit
just
is
didn't
close.
laugh.
I think it's so many people more funny than Kevin Hart. Like to me, Kevin Hart, you just gotta respect that hustle. Like Kevin Hart is,
He got busy.
I just think it's hella
He
people
work.
funnier than him. But he is funny, but it's just
But I think Cat Williams is silly, similar to Mike Epps, not to that degree.
smarter than Mike Epps.
I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. He has a little bit of both. You know, and I think he well rounded.
I seen that clip and was like, damn, he sounds stupid. When I seen that clip of myself misspeaking, damn, they got me. They got me good.
No, but that's why I reacted like that because you kind of I'm
You was
like
like, you
that.
just said that. I was like,
But even the reaction though, you was like, that nigga ain't funny. Like I don't like. He was like, that nigga ain't funny or something like whatever you said about. I'm like, damn, Cat Williams, you don't like Cat Williams?
He said he don't like him.
And then he was like, I ain't say that.
I just said that I didn't think he was funny.
yeah, they put me on the spot, man.
But
That's
even
what I'm standing on.
so, I spoke, and even like this stand up though. Stand up is just a crazy. Like I said, I think it's the hardest art form in comedy. Like even I talked about Gerard Carmichael. He had his stand up. Just people putting different spin on how they do their specials is crazy. Like even Gerard Carmichael, like he came out as gay in his stand up and shit. But besides that, he had a different spin on it where the damn audience was like asking him questions. He was talking back to him, and then it's just an art. Like I was hearing other comedians talking about like how masterful it was and shit. Like to me, it was
Creative.
good, but I'm just like, okay, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But these is comedians speaking on it. They just saying like if you peep how his mannerisms was and shit, like how he do his jokes, it was like it was just crazy. And then it was showing like he was doing like a tribute to Richard Pryor. Like he had like the same fit Richard Pryor had on in one of his stand-ups.
That red and black.
Yeah, so it's just like man, these people put a lot of work
It's
into
a
that shit.
whole performance, and that's the difference between you going and watching some just anybody. You go see a Chris Brown concert, you're like, oh, this shit is different. You go see a Mike concert, like this shit is different. But then you might have somebody that's just vocals, sing like a motherfucker, got a bunch of hits. But like that performance is different. And everybody can't do that. Everybody can't execute that shit.
It's-
So Ryan was like,
most people-
Ryan said it was like,
He
it's
said it
not
was easy.
hard. It was easy. It's easy.
Man, imagine
But
going
Ryan
on-
is a preacher
He's a
though.
speaker.
He's a
Yeah,
speaker
that's what
though.
I'm
That shit
saying.
probably is easy.
That's where it
It's
came
different.
from.
It's a different level of ease for him. He get up and speak. He a preacher. You know what I'm saying? So that like he don't have no stage fright and that shit. So that shit would be easier for him, even though I don't agree with him. But that's coming from his perspective. I'm sure it's comedians that look at it like this shit easy. I was born to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But we know it ain't. But to them,
I mean, I can see that because it's also similar to like public speaking or motivational speaking. Like that's a whole art as well. Like, and these motherfuckers is getting a bag for this shit. So just keeping the crowd engaged, like you still got to have punchlines. You still have to
Yeah, work.
insert a little humor and all of that
that's
shit
what
in
I'm
there.
saying. So when you go, I like concerts and shit, rap concerts. I've seen all different type of performers, like performers. You talk about Chris Brown. I done seen Chris Brown in concert. His stage presence is crazy because it's dancing and shit like that. But you look at, I done been to a Drake show. Drake don't dance or none of that shit. But Drake the shit
He
that
got
he
different
say,
technique.
his stage presence, like he's a great performer though. Just the way he changed songs, the way he might cut the beat and sing to you or some shit like that. Then you watch a nigga like Future, who his music is crazy and get you hype and shit. He's not that type of person though. His performances be crazy, be trash though. He gotta have a whole bunch of extra shit going on to keep you engaged.
The
Like, he got
pyrotechnics.
dancers, he got shit blowing up and shit like
Fire.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like even like Hov, my favorite rapper, but he not my favorite performer. I seen him in concert multiple times, but at the same time, he got a different way with his stage presence. He got a different presence, but like people say back in the day, like how trash he was and shit, like at performing. And he was saying like when he was on tour with DMX,
He had to go on after
yeah,
that.
DMX, he was like, I had to rap acapellas to try to get motherfuckers like engaged and shit because
That's part of his bag.
one of the greatest performers is out here running back and forth and shit.
But
like,
it was natural.
yeah,
Like that shit. It wasn't nothing rehearsed. This is X being X.
No, but I think that's a slight. I think he did rehearse that shit. I think X waited a long time to get on stage and this. I think it's a lot of work that go into that shit. I think great performers. I don't think they just jumping up there. That shit. It take a lot of preparation. That's what make it great.
Brown
That's what make you great at something. When you make something look so simple,
Looks like it's easy.
like it look like it's easy. But if you watch like the DMX documentary and shit like that, DMX ain't get on till about 28, damn near 30. He was rapping a long fucking time. And then when he got on, he was ready because he went through all that shit and just going through it, man. But
And then making Chappelle made a whole joke about him bombing. Like that's another art. You know what I'm saying? Like you turned a bad situation into a joke. Remember we talked about he bombed in Flint, I guess Michigan or whatever. And he told the motherfuckers, "You'll never get your money back." It was a whole, it was a joke. It was funny.
That's the funniest thing though. When you see a comedian bomb, that's the funniest shit ever.
Like T.I.
It's up there.
But T.I. comedian?
Yeah, he tried. I didn't been to a comedy show and watch a nigga just.
I ain't never seen that.
That shit
Oh,
is cringeworthy.
Oh
though.
my
Yeah,
god.
that shit make me feel bad.
Like God.
No,
damn.
I was in college, dude. It was,
I might laugh, but
y'all, and it's a good comedian. His name is Roy Woods Jr. Y'all might even know, dude. He funny. Like he a funny comedian. It just wasn't his day at University of Illinois Springfield this night. Like I don't know what he was on.
He blew it.
Man, motherfucker was like, "You corny!" Like yelling shit out like.
If they had tomatoes,
And he was just trying. He was trying to just get through it. He like, yeah, this shit ain't working, huh? Like motherfucker like, hell no, it ain't working.
or the Sandman.
Yeah, man, he tried to. I done seen it a couple times though, man.
I feel bad when I see shit like
Hey,
that.
live podcast coming soon. We're gonna have more information, but I think it's a up and coming comedian who would like to get some stage time at our live show. You might have him as an MC. You know what I'm saying?
I hope he funny.
He a new comedian though. I told him probably a good idea because if he do good, it's great. If he do bad, give us some more shit to
It's
talk
great.
about.
That's a gamble.
Shout out to my nigga Nick Jackson, man. Joe Jack cousin. Yeah, Joe Jack cousin. Nick Jackson.
Shout out
Uptown.
to you too, Nick. But we're not related. But I do remember Nick. He was cool.
Yeah, Nick. He just started.
What if he rocked the stage? Is that your cousin then?
Cuz you come to the barbecue Saturday.
But live podcast definitely Reason That Weekend coming soon. We're gonna have some information for y'all coming soon. Working out the minor details.
Taylor.
And we talking about this stage presence. That's what we about to do. We about to be on stage in front of people.
You have a suit on?
Shit like that. Never.
Yeah, I ain't wearing no suit.
I want to.
Yeah. Whatever y'all want. Where your Sunday's best, you know what I'm saying? Or your Saturday's best. It'll be on Saturday. So. I figured KD was gonna have a suit on.
It just dawned on me like, damn, I gotta go.
What if you don't want a suit on?
I'll just be the cleanest motherfucker in there.
Oh, here we go. God damn.
I mean,
You ever seen Deuce with a suit on?
probably be sharp. Be tied here.
You ever had a suit, Deuce?
It's a picture of me with a suit on.
Really?
Oh my god.
You said KD. You said little Aaron don't like them suits, huh?
Yeah, man, my son is a buster, dude.
But why, he didn't have to wear a suit to go to the thing.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
I wore
just like
shit.
everything.
That's what I said.
It's
Why-
like it's
Yeah,
really like
buster.
yeah, it's like he ducking the spotlight. Everything.
Young, cuz you. Who
I'm
the
just-
fuck wants to wear a suit in the 8th grade?
Okay, if you let me finish, I'll explain. So my son, he didn't want to go to the 8th grade prom
Right.
for. That was one of the reasons. He said he didn't want to put on a suit. I say you don't have to put on a suit. You can do this, and that. And he also ducked the 8th grade award ceremony. Which shout out to my son because he was a standout football, basketball, advid. He was on honor roll the whole year. So he got honored for that, and he didn't go to the awards ceremony. So I thought that was weird as hell. So that's why I
He
say
handled his
my-
business. He ain't
Yeah.
had to do.
He little shy. He don't like
That's
it.
what I mean. That's what like let's say on Drink Channel, you'll get your roses while you're here. Like that's what all that is for. You know what I'm saying? You do all of that to get acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? It's not something easy to do. You balance sports, academics, and whatever.
All year long.
Whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. But
Being a fucking sneakerhead,
I agree.
yeah. So
you gotta balance that shit too.
yeah, all that.
He had that shit on all year.
Yeah, good.
That shit on.
But yeah, shout out to my son, man. Shout out to shit.
Yeah, shout out to my
Coco
daughter.
for shit state.
But track,
KK, my bad.
track.
Yeah, Coco, that's Ephraim
That's
daughter.
Ephraim daughter.
Yeah, we placed
Coco and
third
KK.
overall at state. My daughter and them got second.
That's all middle, right?
All middle school. So, yeah, 8th grade class 4A girls placed overall third. We came home with a couple gold medals. Shout out to Raina Ragland.
She was rolling.
She a dog. She ain't no joke.
She was
Her and her
rolling.
sister. Her sister and the only track member at R9 to go to state this year. She got, I think, 4th.
So it's one in middle school, it's one in high school.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
rag.
they
She was the
get
only
busy.
in high school. She was the only
This
one to go
year,
to
yeah,
state?
the only
What'd she go
person.
to? And
100.
She
Yeah.
placed in the 100.
Yep, she beat. She broke Jessica Stockard record.
That's
18. She got 11.81.
Well, that's family right there.
Stock was a dog.
Yeah, she
out to
11.81. She, I think, some shit
She
like
was
that.
zoom.
She
That's
smoked.
how you
She
come.
beat her record.
No, I was 10
But-
8, 10 7 nigga.
Yeah, they got second in the 4x2. We got a fourth. Coco got 4th in the 100, I think. 200. We brought home a nice amount of medals, man. Overall third. So shout out to them. Bird up.
Birds flying high. I like that shit. I like that song. I used to like that song.
Shout out to
Y'all ain't
the
had shit like that.
shout out to the new head coach. For,
Said they ain't had songs like that.
What?
New head coach of what I meant.
oh no,
Fucking Happy Gilmore.
how you feel about that?
About what?
New head coach right now.
They say he pretty sharp.
Nobody
He's
gets
a white dude. This is a picture.
Man,
What is it
I-
about?
This community need more. It ain't fuck all that. Oh, he won here and won here. We need motherfucker that can connect with the kids. It ain't about winning the Division II championship. What's that gonna do?
I just said he's seen. I don't know nothing about it. Like
You read what was in the
I read
fucking
that.
paper?
I feel like people
Exactly.
make too much
You gotta
assumption.
give him a chance first.
About
I
the
said the
fucking
same
picture.
thing about the last one.
You gotta get a chance to do bad. Give him a chance to do
The
bad.
last one ain't the same as this one though. If you want to go off of like the resume, the last one never
I
coached
don't go off
before.
resume. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker win 5 state championships. I'm not going off that. That ain't what these type of kids need.
Well, I would
Different communities need different shit.
I agree. I would like a coach, you know, and like a black coach. This area for this team, a black coach might do it, but he might be a good coach. Like my coach, Coach Bennett, right? Alden Howard was terrible before Coach Bennett came. You know what I'm saying? And he changed the whole program around because how he ran his program. Like he changed the whole basketball program around. So I'm not about to just say like, dude gonna be this a terrible hire and shit just because a picture I seen of him and shit like that. You don't know what type of coach he is. He might be trash, but it might be a black coach.
Okay. And he might be, but in the picture it said something about him being like the golf coach as well.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Coach Bennett was a golf coach too.
was he?
Yeah. Like, that's
It's
just,
just
another check.
It's just this area, man. Because this area they ran off the world renowned head coach before he got a chance to turn the program around. We had Bob Shannon for 2-3 years. and he had a history of work. His resume is unmatched. We had him for a couple years. They didn't allow him to do what he wanted to do. They said he was this. They said he was that. He was the one who was connecting, but he also was disciplining at the same time, and they didn't want that discipline. They got rid of him. He left. The same year he left, he won a state championship. So
I agree. I'm saying, but that's what they need. But
Yeah.
that's not what they want
it's
to
just
hire.
the area.
That's
So
not what they want to hire.
All school district is trash. Let's start with them. So the Alton school district is trash in many ways, but especially with sports, they don't pay the coaches in the Alton school district. You got to teach, you got to do some other shit that get paid. Like other places, you can work at this school district, you work at this high school and just be the coach.
Which you should.
At the Alton High, you got to be a teacher.
You gotta get some money.
Like they're gonna pay you $5,500 for the year, some shit like that. That's what the coach get paid. So, but you got to be a coach all year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to find with that type of shit. It's hard to find people that care about people. Like motherfuckers don't care about their job. Some people just look at it like it's a job, man.
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
But it's hard to find people that's really gonna care. You know what I'm saying? And I know one person that applied for the job that would have been great for the job, but who else applied for it? You know what I'm saying?
So what are you saying? They should just pay the coaches?
I think if you serious about building a program, I don't think they give a fuck.
I don't think
That's
they
it. Like that's it, because like a lot of these, they ain't even set up to go to the next level.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's something that need to change though, because
They don't even got
like
nobody to
sports,
take their classes and shit.
but then sports is becoming unattractive to a lot of kids though.
it's a bunch of cool ass kids walking around.
Yeah,
just
that
trying to
too,
be
but
fucking
like
cool.
it's not even, these programs don't even look good. Like ain't nobody really going anywhere. But that's how it's been forever around. There's been so much talent.
It's the kids. It's the kids.
It's been so much talent that come through here though.
You
we
can't
get
just
lost.
blame the kids.
I'm not gonna blame the kids. They don't. They don't have a will to. They don't want to. Just like he's saying, they look at the following year and they see that they might have had a losing season, and they so worried about what a motherfucker got to say that they won't play for the squad just because it's not
They
a bad
lost
squad.
last year.
Instead of bringing what you can bring to the squad,
making the team better.
making the team better. So it's a mixture of everything.
It's a mixture. Like
When I was
it's a mixture.
Listen, when I was coming to high school and shit like that, I vaguely knew what was going on. Like, I didn't know what their record was the year before.
Didn't give a
none of
fuck.
that shit.
I hoop, nigga.
Like, I hoop, nigga. I'm about to get, we about to win or some shit like that. That's how I looked at it. That's how my peers looked at it. Like, I talked to my nephew, you know what I'm saying? He a freshman, about to be a sophomore. Like, you talking to them, they don't really be caring to win and lose. They be wanting just to play good or some shit like that. They lost and this is cool. Bro, I used to lose. I pissed. Like, I don't want to do shit. I don't really want to kick it.
30 points, but they lose.
So what KD says, it's a mixture of both.
I think I'm putting more to blame on. I just feel like this generation just not competitive. They just
Put
cool
more
with
blame on the
everything.
kids.
A lot of it, because I be thinking it's just like
What they got to compete for.
yeah, like, but it's like I don't know. I just like they don't be want to play. They don't want to play football. They don't want to do nothing like
Football to play, bro.
it's this generation though, because it's all, even you go to a school that's good at sports. I guarantee you go to a school that's good at sports, hella kids that's probably cold that still don't want to play because they don't look at that shit to be cool.
That shit crazy. I don't understand like going to school and not playing sports. I
wouldn't even go to school.
I went to school to get my license and to play some motherfucking sports. That's the only thing. Yeah, get my L's and to play some.
Like I got good grades on GP because I had to. My mom wasn't going, but other than that, like, you want to go to school, walk around the hallway, and then go home? Like,
Fucking never.
Fuck it.
Cool as a motherfucker. I know a motherfucker who went to school just for lunch.
that's
Shout out to my nigga Love. He comes to school late every day just to go to lunch.
You know, but I see a lot of people just overreacting to. They see a picture of a new head coach and they like just killing on you. Oh, this fuck all night, like they was doing this shit. It might be fuck all night, but it's like I ain't gonna say fuck all night just off of that picture. Like
I made a joke about the picture, but I wasn't really talking about the picture. I had a more detailed.
They gotta get somebody that They got to build culture, man. Motherfucker working 1 year, they ain't. How can you want to play for somebody who ain't gonna be here next year?
That's what I'm saying. That's part about it. So you can't say it's the kids all the time.
They got a big part to do with it.
Motherfuckers don't want to just play for somebody who don't care though, man. Motherfucker don't just want to play for motherfuckers.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe this dude care though.
It's
Like
a,
your Coach Smith, like the white dude, Coach Smith. He's a good coach, right?
That was my example though. Like
Yeah.
Coach Smith had us at his crib. He was looking out for motherfuckers behind the scene. It was even to the point where what the fuck is that?
Sandusky.
He was on some bullshit.
Paternal ass.
You crazy as a motherfucker.
I'm just fucking with you.
But like shit like that go a long way. And when you take that away from him to where you got a motherfucker who just practicing games, be here at this time and practice over at this time and see you Friday at the game and shit like that shit don't work for a lot of these kids. A lot of these kids don't have a home structure, first of all.
See, I don't think that worked for no program. I think you like to be a good high school
gotta
team.
be
You won't
involved.
find a good high school team that just got a coach
in
that
the
don't give a
conference
fuck.
like Alton is in, Southwest Conference, all these schools is a lot of the schools in this conference run their shit like a college program. So if you on anything less than that, you already behind.
You already losing.
You already losing. If
You
you on
already
anything less
losing.
than that, like everybody always talk about East St. Louis, this and that. Man, listen, that
They got
motherfucker is
culture.
ran like a college.
They have a culture.
They have a culture, exactly.
You know what? Overall, I think they say it take a village to raise a kid or whatever. So
And Alton does not practice that anymore.
no, at all. But what are we doing though? It got a lot to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we get on there bashing the coach and shit like that. Like we ain't doing nothing positive as far as, you know, progressive. So like, I think we need to get more involved and try to help out more, mentoring, like leadership type situations. So like you said, this conversation is like, everybody get on Facebook, clown dude with the little suit on and stuff.
Right.
Now you come like, hey, chill out, y'all chill out. Give dude a chance, like y'all saying. Give dude a chance. He might do good, he might do bad, but at least give him a chance. You can't judge a book by its cover. And if that's the approach that you taking in life, that's a bad approach. So I just feel like as far as us leadership, man, we got to do better.
True story.
And you know,
I got a rule though. I don't really take up for white people when they getting clowned on social media.
Yeah, okay, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel you.
Why that's your rule?
I just don't do it. They deserve it.
right
You get
deserve.
clowned.
Fuck it, man. They don't get it much. You know what I'm
Take
saying?
that L.
Take the L, man. They don't take too many L's.
They had a nice suit on.
Sue is trash.
Was it really great?
Fire.
It looked like picnic table.
Coat was sharp.
Fire.
It was sharp.
Who the fuck wears a plaid suit?
But shout out to Kevon Lacey, the head coach of Louis and Clark.
You wear that?
That's somebody that's gonna turn the program
Don't
around
wear
for
nothing
sure.
like that to the live body.
Yeah.
Somebody that's trying to build a culture. Shout out to Lewis and Clark Trailblazers.
That ain't fire.
That is trash.
Let me see.
He talking about my plaid suit. That
Brown.
motherfucker. Yeah, it was nothing but the cuts. That was the coldest motherfucking suit in there.
My opinion. You don't
Your opinion is goofy.
We gotta ask the dollar question. If you had a choice, what network would you like Reason and Doubt podcast to be on?
Barstool.
I would agree with Juice as far as Barstool, just from the most recent interview that they had with the owner of Barstool,
Wow.
Wallow and Gilly.
You like, wow.
Just the more for me, like the detail in which he explained kind of how they, let them have creative,
Freedom.
control on stuff, freedom, and then like how they align with their goals for their podcast instead of like signing them and then trying to take over everything and stuff like that. Like Wallow and Gilly still kind of got direction on where they're going and what's the legacy of what they still gonna have, which is what I think something like a situation we would want.
And
I just don't know how the other companies necessarily operate.
That's what I was about to say.
And it's similar to what we talked about earlier with the music thing. Like that's what the direction that the podcasting is going to. So like these deals, they got to be structured right.
I wouldn't be against like a Barstool Sports. This my problem would be with Barstool Sports. They it's all white people. Like we do a black cultural podcast. It could work. I'm not against it, but Wallow and Gillie is like an anomaly. Like they already was famous. They already had millions of followers. So they letting them do what they doing, but Barstool don't have shit to do with their success. You know what I'm saying? Like Barstool didn't make them no bigger.
They don't, but
They would Gillie and Wallow $1 million with a game. If they never got on Barstool, they still would have did the exact same shit.
and I agree with that. But what I got from the conversation that they had is not only is he giving them like creative freedom, but it's almost like they want them to grow, like they want them to blossom. So it's just like they talked about, like our deal was up in November. We want to keep y'all. You know, we would like to keep y'all, but if there's bigger opportunities out there, then we support y'all. So I think that's dope.
See, but this is the thing. For Reason of Doubt, being that where we coming from, we normal guys from the Midwest. We don't really have
Nobody famous.
industry ties to anybody or something. So if we got with a network, we would need that network to help us get guests, to help us do this shit. Barstool, you think Barstool hit up Lil Durk for Wallow? You know what I'm saying? Like Wallow and Gillie is doing that shit on their own, and they's gonna benefit them because they got a bag. So like you already said, they're gonna get a check from Barstool Sports.
But I think if Barstool signed a podcast that doesn't necessarily have those connections, I think that they would do.
But I don't think
diligence
they would be.
to get-
This is what I'm saying.
Would they or could they?
I don't know if they could. I don't know.
You don't think they
But I
could?
know if we was to sign with iHeartMedia, the Black Effect or some shit like that, that's directly like the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? It would be more of our lane. You know what I'm saying? Drink Champs and shit like that. It would be more of our lane. Now, I'm not saying that's what we would do or nothing like that. It would just be like I would feel more comfortable with somebody that's from our culture. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if Barstool got a crazy bag, we would just have to structure. Or like we're gonna need help doing this, doing that, doing that. But it's podcast networks out there that know what to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know how to get y'all. I know who y'all similar to or shit like that. It's just that's a hard question to answer.
Whoever got the bag or whatever makes sense.
This is whatever makes sense because it might be more money over here, but they ain't trying to give us that freedom like that. Y'all gotta change y'all show up. Y'all gotta talk about what we want y'all to talk about. We want y'all to interview these people, but they might got a bag, or this people got less money and we still can own our rights to our YouTube. They just want our audio, but they, you know what I'm saying, they gonna promote our shit. Or these people got marketing. It's gonna be a whole bunch of different scenarios coming at us where it's like you just gotta know what you're doing. You just gotta know what you want.
So what if like Gillie and Wallow talked about starting up like their own network? So it kind of reminded me like some Cash Money, Young Money type shit though.
See, that's another thing too. Like, why would you want to sign to somebody? It sounds good.
Sign to somebody.
No, not even. You want to sign to somebody that's doing the same thing you're doing. How hard are they gonna go for us if they still trying to be number one? Like I know people say that y'all like look at Yo Gotti. Mm-hmm. Yo Gotti makes a great executive because Yo Gotti, I drop an album every once in a while and shit like that. He want Moneybagg Yo to be the biggest nigga in the game. He not competing with Moneybagg Yo.
But a part of the interview, like that's kind of what they were saying. Like we not gonna be doing this forever.
I get what they saying, but it's just,
I get what you saying.
Yeah, that's just always something to think about. You want to sign somebody that's still trying to compete. It's so. Think of all the rappers that really you talk about Young Money. That's that's the shit that worked. Mm-hmm. Think about all these niggas that had artists. Nigga DMX ain't never had nobody under him. He tried, but it's like he was competing though. Like I don't really like you listen to Young Berg, like his name Hitmaker now, but you listen to Young Berg, he was signed to DMX. Mm-hmm. He never came out. He said not because he felt like DMX was hating on him and that shit, but DMX is busy being DMX. Yeah. Like I ain't really got time to be worried about you because I'm still competing and shit. Mm-hmm. That's something I always would be weary about. Like, damn, I don't want to. If I was a rapper, I wouldn't want to sign to another artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I signed to a nigga that's halfway out. Like, I was signed to a Jeezy, a Ross.
The nigga who on his way out.
Yeah, that nigga that he making a whole bunch of money doing other shit. So it's like it makes sense.
He's looking for the next star.
You know what I'm saying?
He's looking for the next franchise
For his
player.
replacement.
He's looking for the next franchise player.
Like you look at Lil Durk. How many artists Lil Durk got over there? You know what I'm saying?
50.
How many artists, like even Lil Baby, like I feel like Lil Baby is a genuine, a real nigga, but it's like he got a lot of he got niggas signed to him. It's only so much Baby can do for you though. Like you ain't gonna be able to be bigger than Baby while he doing this right now.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Put your 4PF chain on and go rap a little bit.
Like I want us to be the biggest podcast in the game. You know
So
what I'm saying?
basically, like you saying, if you sign up to be number 3 or 4,
Like these
if you
niggas
sign up for, if you sign that deal, you sign.
and when, you don't know them niggas. Like not saying Wallow and Gilly do that, but just you don't know. They can say all that shit they on the podcast. They trying to make niggas be bigger. But what if you just turn up quick as fuck and then you start seeing slick hating shit like we had this interview and they like no we gonna do that and then you know what I'm saying they taking guests from us or shit like that that shit can happen, man. That shit can happen just like that shit happened to music, man. Like I was listening to the story. Like I said, I bring up Hov again, my favorite rapper. I done heard shit like you know what I'm saying that what's the song the can I get a what to that was Ja Rule's song. I heard that shit said
Let me get that.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this motherfucker because you ain't like you ain't gonna do the same thing when I do the shit like so.
I got
You know, but you know what? It go back to our interview with Ali whenever they presented an opportunity for him, ran it through Nelly, and Nelly was like, from Ali's perspective, from his point of view, I take that.
Yeah, Ali don't need that.
Yeah, so I get it.
He's gotta be cautious of that shit, but. I'm looking forward to them meeting that type of shit when we had these sit downs with these.
I predict. I texted him the other day. I predicted by the end of the year, man, something should be on the table. Like I'm speaking into existence. So by the end of the year.
And that's what I'm saying. So
we we just need our foot in the door.
and it's so much shit. Like podcasting is such a new thing. Like so many people start podcasts every single day. I forgot the stats on it. It's like crazy. Like I say, like 250,000 podcasts get started a day, and then like after 2 weeks, like it's over with because they don't see that instant results of the success from it and shit like that.
Be private.
Some weird shit like that too. But you look
Private
at
not working out.
but people, I like to just see where that shit grow because you look at like Rory and Maul from the Joe Budden podcast.
We talked about
They signed a deal with a company that ain't mainstream popping like that, but they got the bag from that shit and they went somewhere that nobody else was going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But we talked about the other day that there was a big hype about them leaving Joe, and then numbers was crazy as soon as they did. But you look at their recent numbers, they went down.
But they still, as a podcast go, they still got a successful podcast.
They still there.
They
but
not $1 million worth of game in Joe Budden numbers, but they doing good for podcasts in general. You know what I'm saying? But they maneuvered their leverage and went somewhere. But they doing a podcast. They with a company that's letting them do them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want as a creative. You don't want people just holding you back. You want people helping you out, structuring the shit, doing the shit how you want to do it.
And I feel like with the right people or right company backing us, like we next up. We at the score table.
I tell you what though, the would it be even better if we ain't had to get no deal from nobody and this shit just took the fuck off and we could just stay independent.
I think with
that's
that,
the best scenario.
With that being said, I feel like that's a viral moment away.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. Like
so we need KD to do more than slip ups and sound crazy.
Well, I just miss smoke. I thought that
Fucking yak, man.
I get excited sometimes, you know. be right wanting to say the right. I be wanting to say what I want to say, just come out too fast because I be getting excited.
Because
I be trying to fuck a nigga up
Today, Jimmy.
that bad.
But you look at somebody like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan got $100 million, but that was after 10 years of doing that shit independently, and he was making
What's wrong with you?
$50,000 an episode independent. You know what I'm saying? And then he got 100 mil.
Cause we don't make no noise.
Backpack.
You got a nigga like Joe Budden where he can't even get a deal because he like problematic, but he making millions of dollars. He got probably the most successful podcast
That's what it's gonna take.
independently. You know what I'm
And
saying?
probably one of the biggest egos too.
You know what I'm saying?
Swag.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, man.
I think they changed $1 million worth of game. They just start inserting ads like YouTube ads, but a lot of those ads they do themselves. So that was kind of different, as far as YouTube goes, because the YouTube would throw their own ads in there or whatever.
Y'all like the spotlight shit they be doing on there?
I think I do.
I just don't like it in the middle of the episode. I would like I fuck with me. I'll watch that shit by itself. Just put that as its own episode or something.
Or at the beginning or end.
Yeah, like I don't like when I'm listening.
I think
to
okay, so I
Alicia Keys
think it'd be
Swiss
too
Beats.
long. I think it'd be too long.
What the spotlight shit?
Yeah,
Like I said, I would rather them just
that's not an ad. That's a
Oh,
that's an
getting-
episode.
They getting bread for that shit. Though. They probably getting
The one dude, the Marvin dude, they say he from St. Louis,
They probably get motherfuckers pay them about 50 bands to get on the show.
some shit like that.
Give them 20 minutes.
But a lot of them
50.
That's
people,
what the Tony the Closer nigga was
people
hating
making
on.
that
He
bag,
said they ain't supposed to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like all they ads is supposed to be like Barstool, and they be doing shit under the table, get paying motherfuckers pay. The Tony the Closer nigga was snitching.
who was Tony closing?
It was a dude. He was on $1 million worth of game.
Doing
Oh, the cool nigga,
The Rona
raw
proof.
proof. Yeah.
the one that was on there with that had the strippers on there. Oh, he snitched like that.
Yeah, they got into it. You know,
They be-
that's why that's what I'm saying. I would be kind of weary to do any business with Wallow and Gilly because everybody they do business with besides Wallow and Gilly, they fall out. Whoever been on that show doing with them, they done fell out with them. From the first
we
dude,
wouldn't be
the
on that
white
show.
girl.
But I get what you're saying.
No, but that's what I mean. But I'm just saying, like that's why.
White girl, she got a podcast.
Yeah.
It's popping right now. Too. Shout out to her.
Breakbeat Media, that's another podcast network. They got
I be
the
seeing
funny
a lot.
Mark. They got the funny Marco nigga on there.
He just had Boosie on
With
there.
Boosie on that shit. That's a funny.
Did they drop that full thing yet? I want to see
It was like 8 minutes. I watched that shit.
I need to see.
I guess he gonna drop it in parts, but that's a new podcast network. Basically, Breakbeat Media is the white dude Dave Mayer. I think Dave Mayer, who him and Benzino started the Source. That's who owns that podcast network. I think Corinne Steph is about to have a podcast on that network.
wild.
I
Superhead.
seen that her recent interview. But the funny Marco, he did like one of his first interviews with I watched the Social Proof. You ever watch that? The David Shan dude. You ever watch that? He was on Earn Your Leisure or whatever, but he got a pretty dope story. He started like with like a brand, selling T-shirts and stuff like that. Now he just like he got a big podcast. He interviewed a lot of dope people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Social Proof, but he do it. It's another chick that he do it with, but most time it just be him.
Shout out
He
to
had Funny Marco on there, and
Shout-
he just kind of explained like how he did his skits and prepared for the skits and stuff.
another podcast network, the Black Effect. Shout out to Right Hand of Pie.
Right Hand of
They
Pie.
got a shout out from Black Effect. You know, they always looking for more. That's a podcast network. They got a lot of podcasts on there. Like so, that's something that they might be a little crowded over there, but I think they give people more freedom. They just give people a platform. You know,
Give people a chance.
help them with ads and shit like
I
that.
need the water.
That's it.
Raging rivers out there. In the water part. Send me to the water. I'll be drinking and make a water part.
it's gonna be up.
Wetsuit.
Hydropower. Let us know what y'all think, though, man. Hey,
We didn't do favorite Biggie song before we go.
oh yeah. I'll go first. My favorite Biggie song of all time It's sky's the limit.
Just say juicy.
Hey, good evening.
Sky's the limit. That's like one of my favorite songs. Period.
Go
Though,
to Google.
ever.
I was thinking about that.
Just listen to Sky's the Limit. Great song, man.
I got two. My two is
You can't have two.
I'm gonna have to. So my two is, and it probably ain't radio friendly, but Niggas Bleed. That's probably my favorite Biggie song. But neither one of them is. I got a story to tell. Niggas Bleed is my two favorite Biggie songs. He just talking too much stuff on both of them, and neither one of them is his mainstream cuts. You gotta be a fan of Biggie to know them cuts. So, but they're big songs though.
I think though, like that's what I was about to say. You said that ain't radio friendly. I think you don't even gotta be like you can just be a casual hip hop fan for the most part. I got a story to tell for sure. But I got a story to tell. It's like it's an iconic song.
It's an iconic song because it's true or it's based.
But what I'm saying is Biggie he ain't got that much music. So if you listen to hip hop for real, if you ever check Biggie out, like
You ain't
it ain't a lot to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got a lot of sleepers like that because he ain't got that much music. And his 2 albums is like super classic, so it ain't too many skips on either one of them motherfuckers.
I don't think a lot of people know that cut.
Well, I got a story to tell? Nah, yeah. People that don't know that, they just don't listen to Biggie, though.
Yeah.
Or they don't, you know what I'm saying? I think it was a BET show about that whole song. What's your favorite song?
One More Chance.
One More Chance remix?
Yeah, I'm more.
You still thinking?
For me? No, I like huh? I wasn't a huge Biggie fan. Right? I'm Joe Jack. This is who I am. I ain't faking it for nobody.
I just want you to name a song, bro. We're gonna ask you what's your name.
Bone and Biggie.
Notorious Thug.
Notorious.
Juice.
They slid on that shit though. Like that was I seen Biggie rap different.
You ain't got one?
I said Juicy.
Deuces, what's your favorite Biggie song?
Juicy. Huh?
Everything.
Oh, that could be mine too. I
You
can
can't
have
take
three of
his?
them. I can have 3 of them.
Nah, give me one.
I don't wanna live
Juicy.
no more.
Give me the loot.
Greedy ass
Give
nigga.
me
I
the
don't
loot.
like that, man.
You never listen to Life After Death?
Give me the loot.
Listen to that shit.
Or the what? The what? That's classic.
Juicy,
Him
man.
and Method Man.
I hate that.
What?
I don't like the
Your
sound.
name Juice.
Yeah.
Big Juicy.
But
That's
that-
what I threw
come
him
on,
Juicy
man.
on the low.
That was
Y'all
wild.
wasn't even listening to us.
This nigga just said Big Juicy. I didn't like this.
I ain't say that. I said Juicy. I tried to throw it to him on the low.
That's hard right there.
But no, how you listen to Kendrick shit, like listen to Life After Death like that. Shit like that.
That's
Juice.
another weird thing to me too, though. Nigga naming his shit Life After Death and then Ready to Die or whatever. Fuck is you tongue a powerful thing. But whatever.
I mean, people didn't know that back then, man. The young kid, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a great podcast.
How old
man.
Biggie?
24.
How do you rate the podcast?
24. Yeah, go check that out.
conversation.
He was 20, he
You good?
24. He was
Gazoon
24.
type.
There's a difference in time.
Kids was people was a lot smarter back in
It's
the
like
day.
bless you. I think that's what people be saying.
Kids they was a lot smarter back in the day.
Damn. I'm over here fucking with KD, dude. You talking about it?
I'm not talking about him. He a very smart brother, but I know the people his peers, they dumb than the motherfucker. I ain't talking about him. He know that.
I'm saying
Nigga,
though, but
listen
I'm
to a
saying.
24-year-old rapper now, and then listen to a 24. Listen to Nas, Illmatic. Nigga, that was
Okay,
he was
but
18 years old.
Them are 2 niggas that was rapping like
Listen
that.
to Tupac. Listen to Method Man. Listen to Wu-Tang. Listen to
Man.
Tribe. Listen to
And then there's
Rakim.
probably 1,000 other niggas that was rapping some other goofy shit.
No,
No, it wasn't like
one
that
thing I
back
will
in
say,
the
but
day,
it wasn't no.
Like you couldn't.
It was 1,000 rappers total at that time.
But you couldn't be like stupid and shit like that. Like it wasn't like the wild shit. It was like 4 or 5 niggas. It was Uncle Luke. It was like, you know what I'm saying, like niggas. Like even if you listen to like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith and shit, he was telling stories and shit. It wasn't like ignorant ass shit though. Like nobody was even like a Too Short. The stories he telling and shit. Like there was 12-minute stories and shit. Like now,
All stories.
like how you said, like nowadays you just listen to the beat. A nigga can have a good beat and just some dumbass shit, and you still like it. I still like some of that shit too. It wasn't like that back in the day though. You couldn't sound like other niggas or nothing. Like Wu-Tang was beefing with Biggie because he had a baby on his album cover, and Nas had like his baby picture on his album cover. They was like, this lame ass nigga trying to be like Nas and shit. Like they was dissing him over just that. You know what I'm saying? It was just different times. It was cool to be smart back in the day. Like
I ain't said nothing.
like it's cool to be just a gangster, a shooter.
We didn't remember that. We didn't mention that, but you mentioned Chris Cross earlier. That one of the members from Chris Cross passed away. The ball had one.
Dark skin.
He passed away like 6 years ago, bro.
It must have been a whatchamacallit.
God damn,
I just
man.
seen them post something. I just seen them
It
post
might
something.
have
about
been
that.
like 8 years ago, bro.
I just seen them post something. I just seen them like that. He passed away.
Yeah, but R.I.P. to Chris Kelly. Definitely R.I.P.
It was on social media. That's where I get all my stuff from.
Yeah.
Probably was a memory or something.
Had to be a minute.
Definitely R.I.P. But he passed away like 6, 7 years ago.
I'm bad for not being him.
Definitely R.I.P. though, Chris Kelly.
This is part
just-
two.
I
I
just
think
seen-
Fresco Kane said that
It's
on
gonna
my.
be him.
I just seen like 2 weeks ago.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, he been.
So you like
He's
6
still
years
just,
and 2
he's
weeks
still
ago.
wearing the shit backwards and shit.
He seen it 2 weeks ago, and it was 6 years ago. He's 6 years and 2 weeks.
Damn, that's a long time.
It's
R.I.P.
kind of
though.
memory because he said Chris Cross.
Chris Cross.
When did he say crisscross?
We talking about best groups.
That was 45 minutes.
I missed the bus.
No, we been.
You know how many times I missed the bus,
I thought I
dude?
was missing something.
That's why I dropped out of school because I kept missing the bus.
Yeah, dude passed away.
I never ever.
How long ago?
I want to say like 6. It was a
years.
No, it was
minute
probably
ago.
longer than that.
45
Maybe the
minutes.
other dude died. Did
No, he didn't. He didn't. No, he didn't.
The dark skinned dude had cancer or something.
Nah, he didn't. I think he might have been.
I
They
think
said
the other
he
dude
was like,
died too.
no, he didn't. No,
I
he
just
didn't.
seen it.
No, he
man.
didn't,
I
man.
just seen that.
Dude be with Jermaine Dupri still.
He had died in 2013.
That was damn near 10 years.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just seen it.
Fresh facts.
I don't know why I thought.
We
I
checked
didn't say
it
that.
off.
I didn't say that was
Fresh
a fact.
Last second.
Hey, but you see when I was looking at him, I was like, yep.
So
R.I.P. to
anniversary
him.
wasn't
But
right neither. July 2nd.
I just seen it on social media.
maybe one of their albums, it
it
was a, you know what I'm saying, like
might
a, on this
be.
date, you know what I'm saying, they dropped, they
I
second.
gotta stop paying
No,
more
he,
attention.
no, he died on May 1st.
This nigga was stalking somebody's page. Man.
Hey, man.
It's a blog page.
Shout out to Chris Cross, though. You ever heard a Chris Cross song?
No.
Yeah, but
if I
I
did,
missed
I
the
didn't know.
bus.
Daddy
Jump.
died.
We're gonna cut all that out, dude.
Jump.
Oh, I heard that. But I couldn't tell. I've heard these songs. I just can't say, oh, that's. You know what I'm saying? I can't say
You ever listen to Doggy Style? Snoop
Cut all
Dogg?
that out.
part two. Yeah.
I got a question. So a
Y'all
lot
be
of
thinking like young niggas really go back and just listen to all
Y'all
that?
should. You should, though. I'm telling
I
you
mean,
some good
some of
shit.
it I have. Tupac I have.
No, I'm telling you some good shit to listen to.
but to go back on that point, it's so many old songs that's been sampled and remade and stuff like that. Do y'all feel like any of this music of this era will be like that?
Sample? Like they gonna sample Lil Durk?
Nobody gonna say it.
I don't think none of this music is rememberable. Like he just took off that Lil Baby and Lil Durk album and shit like that. I swear to God, I ain't like. We be
You
going
ain't,
out,
but
you don't
to
be
us,
hearing, I don't be
that's
hearing.
some shit we
But even
don't
when I
listen
go out, I don't be hearing songs off that album.
I don't know where you be at.
I mean,
We went to the club for Festino's birthday. I didn't hear one song off
What
that
club I
album.
go to?
I don't know. It was popping.
What was it called?
Dream or some shit.
Man, go play Ivy.
What I'm saying, they're gonna play Lil Durk, but they not gonna play like they ain't gonna. What they gonna play from the album?
Shit, Voice of the Year. They play a lot of shit
They're
from
not gonna be playing like it's gonna like
I
that
feel
shit.
you. I've
A
been
lot
there,
of
bro.
shit.
I've been
listen,
in there,
but
though.
they play Lil
When they do
Durk,
it.
but they play like
No, I know what songs
a lot
from
of
the album
shit.
and what ain't.
But they gon' but like it be group albums and shit. That should be coming and going. You know, Travis Scott and Quavo got a group album, and
Nobody
all
listens
this-
to that.
but that's what I guarantee it probably did the same numbers that Baby and them did. But that's what I mean. It should be coming and going with this generation. Like
I think music is definitely different.
that other dude gotta be dead too, man.
Who-
Stop.
Just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
But I think the big niggas gonna be remembered. Like
I mean, remember,
Cole,
but
Drake,
it's
Cole,
like-
Kendrick. I think their music would be because they make
But like sampled too.
yeah, like Baby just sampled Drake, one of Drake songs on this new shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think them, but all them other niggas, no. Them three.
They don't give us enough credit.
If somebody sample your shit, that's a big deal.
I mean,
Or if somebody throw some.
Or the beat
if
was
some
just fire.
me and Steen talked about it one night.
I
We was,
said, I don't-
me and Steen used to sit in the car for 4 or 5 hours. But like for somebody to throw screw in your shit,
turn your shit
it had to qualify for it.
Man, they screw up everything, dude.
They wouldn't.
They screw up Keisha. Never mind, I don't even want to speak on her.
Just because they couldn't doesn't mean you can't
I don't like how you say that, so stop doing it.
do what the fuck I want.
Lazy ass shit.
I still don't even know the same.
Huh? I don't like. I don't follow the rules. I didn't get a whole bunch of whoopings. I dropped out of school. I just be doing what the fuck I want to do,
Yeah.
They win.
and that shit worked out though.
Did it?
It did.
I don't know. But like I said, man, just because they couldn't do it doesn't mean you can't.
Okay.
We up out of here, man.
Episode what?
Episode 135, Reason Doubt Podcast. Make sure you follow, subscribe, comment.
Comment.
Please make a comment.
You'll text a motherfucker all day, but you won't comment.
I'm gonna start calling y'all niggas out. We up out of here though. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Subscribe to.
1.